What's going on, man? The WrestleManiacs are back, brother.
We're here and we're ready to talk wrestling. It was WrestleMania 40, not 1. WrestleMania XL.
Yeah, it was it's a big one, guys, and we want to come on here and do this tonight. It's not the normal stuff we do. I know some people love the pro wrestling talk, some people don't, but I love it and I want to talk about it, especially now. I feel like a lot more people are getting back into it over the last couple months leading up to Mania. So this is kind of cool. And we sent some invites out to some people, so we'll probably get joined up by some other YouTubers that checked it out tonight and let us know their thoughts on the show as we kind of run through the card. CK, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How about you? I've been watching a lot of wrestling over the last 24 hours. SmackDown, the Hall of Fame, NXT earlier today, and technically 6 hours, including the pre-show. But I didn't watch a whole lot of that. How about you?
Honestly, I watched a little NXT and then I had a bunch of stuff to do, and then I came back and I actually watched starting just the beginning. So I didn't see anything like during the pre-show or anything like that. So I just watched from the beginning of this thing until the end, and then a little bit NXT. But I hear NXT was really good, and they have been pretty good because I watch it Tuesday nights. I actually work out with my uncle on Tuesday nights, and we watch NXT while I work out. So I actually watch NXT more than I watch any other wrestling product, just because we always just have it on when we're working out on Tuesdays. And I think that they're on an upswing right now in that company. Like, they went through that phase of like the Kevin Owens, the Balors, where it was a lot of like indie darlings, and they were really over. And then they all went to Raw and SmackDown, and then they started to go through a little bit of a lull period. I think they're on an upswing now, which is pretty cool because like most of the talent is all pretty much homegrown talent. So it's kind of cool to see some of these people that no one's really ever heard of or ever seen out there with some gimmicks, and they're actually getting over. I think the women in NXT need a little work. I think they all, to me, kind of look and feel the same. Like, nobody really stands out. I think I know like one girl's name, like everybody else is confusing, but I think a lot of the guys that they have on the roster like are ready. Like they're getting ready. Like Trick Williams is freaking over like Rover. They've got that cool like soprano group that's out there now. That's pretty cool to watch. But yeah, they got some good stuff over there. And Braun Breaker, man, is unbelievable to watch.
Yeah, the Wolf Dogs, boss. The Wolf Dogs. I almost feel that Baron Corbin needs some sort of updated gimmick of some sort. He needs to, like, the Baron Corbin thing, he needs to just get away from that. Otherwise, he's going to be stuck in the mid-card forever. We do have somebody down here waiting in the wings to join in. So, Alpha Romero.
Oh, no. What's up, Alpha?
Acknowledge him, boys. Acknowledge them. The people's champ is back. The Cody crybabies are pissing themselves right now, crying their little eyes out. Man, we're back at it. How you guys doing?
Good, man. It's good to have you on here, dude.
Good
to see you, Garrett.
You too, man.
Where's Uncle Bill's ass?
Uncle Bill could be, I don't know. Only thing that's for sure about Uncle Bill's nothing's for sure. That's all we can say. So I don't know if we talked to him throughout the night on text, chat. So he watched it for sure. But I don't know if he's going to join us on here. We didn't ask. I did want to let everybody know that special show tonight, it is sponsored by Dude's Butt Wipes, Mr. America's Home Rentals, and Wheatley's Drink Your Vodka Neatly. It's the worst.
Fantastic.
The worst song I've ever heard for a jingle. Was it Wheatley's Drink Your Vodka Neatly or something like that? And I heard that all damn night, man. I'm like, oh.
You know what I will say, though?
Companies?
Yeah, but you know what, though, dude? Like, think about, you hate to say it, but when TKO took over, everybody was like, oh, shit, what's this going to mean? But, dude, they're making freaking buco bucks right now. Like, they are so many sponsors now, like, that they're putting them on, the, what the heck?
What the hell are you doing, Uncle Bill? Get your ass in here.
That they have them plastered all over the monitors during matches. I mean, that's how many sponsors they have right now. And it's insane. I think it's good for them, like from a business standpoint, to have all these people interested in wrestling again. So I liked it. I didn't mind it. I thought some of it was kind of comical, but I mean, I'm glad they switched that Prime bottle situation. It looks better. the way it was tonight than when they first showed it that first night, saying this was going to be on the Mania mat or whatever. Do you guys remember that on SmackDown where they unveiled
it's like
it?
It was much bigger, right?
And it was, well, it was colored. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
all fully colored, where this with just the outline, it looked way better, I thought. It didn't stand out like a sore thumb like I thought it was.
And that's how you know that Vince is no longer a part of anything, because he would never in a million fucking years, like, he was 100% against ever putting like advertisements or anything on the mat. Like, that's why you never saw it over the years.
These guys sure aren't.
Yeah, they're putting shit everywhere.
I noticed it they were doing the same thing on NXT, I think, earlier today. So
I didn't watch NXT.
They're launching, usually new policies or formats or whatever launch at WrestleMania. So this is more than likely going to be on every show, which, I mean, it's more money for the company, I guess. And the funny thing is it's like any product that has the money. Obviously, because I've never heard of Dude's Wipes or whatever.
Oh, dude, I use Dude Wipes.
Dude Wipes?
Come on,
no.
Those are active in my house.
They haven't made it to Kentucky yet, evidently. Big surprise.
Somebody would get a pack right now, and I can show you.
Although that would
nobody
be
would buy them in Kentucky.
Dude's Wipes would be good to clean up a mess in the kitchen, I'm sure.
Like all over the floor.
The linoleum, yeah.
Yes.
Sick.
I hear they work great on linoleum. I don't know. I've heard rumors.
But don't talk about piss jokes.
I hear you could. Yeah. I hear you could eat off that linoleum once you use them Dude Wipes.
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah. Cook you a bunch of mashed potatoes, flop them down there, and eat them from the floor. Be extra good.
Sweet.
But yeah.
Lord.
So we're going to talk about the show tonight. People in the chat give us thoughts and opinions on the show as well. If anybody else wants to hop on here, we've got the link out there. We've sent it out to, I think Stuntman wanted to do the show, but I haven't heard from him, but we will see. So, opening match of the show, kicking off the show, was Rhea Ripley, which came out to, who was the band?
Motionless in White.
Motionless in White.
Yeah.
Which I'm not hip to that sort of music. I don't know anything about it, but
Yeah,
it sounded.
I know who they are, dude. I've been following them forever, years. They're getting big, man. They're I think a lot of people probably think they sold out, which they kind of, I guess, have in the sense. But I mean, they're making money. They're a big band in the metal scene, I guess you would say. I don't even know if you'd call it metal anymore, but I mean, they're a popular band now in that small little scene that they're in, and I thought it was pretty cool to kind of see them up on here tonight because they do her music. She's a huge fan of theirs, and to be honest, it's so funny because when she first came out and had the short black hair, everybody's like, "Dude, she looks just like the singer from Motionless in White." Like they have a very similar
is that how he always looks, or is he dressed like that to like?
No, that's how they always look.
Homage to Rhea Ripley.
No, it's almost like when she really changed up her gimmick, it's almost like she tried to make herself up to look like Motionless in White, which is kind of crazy. So they almost originated that.
I thought she was dressing up to pay homage to like Marilyn Manson from like the early 2000s.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But yeah, as far as some of these newer metal bands, I don't keep up with it.
We're too old, CK.
I listen to Dio. The match was fine though. Like, I know a lot of people were very excited to see what these girls would do in the ring. And I don't know if it lived up to that expectation. It's 17 minutes and 9 seconds. Rhea, of course, and here's the thing too. I don't think anybody thought that Becky was going to win that match. So that may have hurt it as well too. It didn't seem like, because right now Rhea's on fire. I don't feel that there's anybody really on the roster that could take the title from her that would deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I would think maybe they'd probably wait for like Jade Cargill at some point when she's ready. Maybe that's the person. But yeah, I'm like you. I don't see anybody else on that roster that's even like on her level right now. Because Becky seemed a little off tonight to me. Like, I know they said that she had like strep throat or something like that all through the week. So maybe she wasn't feeling well or something. But she just seemed a little off tonight, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I was a monster Becky Lynch fan. Almost like for forever. Now she's okay. I like her, but I mean, my favorite is Rhea now. I think Rhea is probably one of the hottest commodities in all of pro wrestling. If I was to build a company now and I needed to get like a couple people to start it up, she'd probably be one of the people I'd choose. Like she's so over, more over than a lot of the dudes, more over than a lot of the people in other federations. I think that she's just the total package. She kills it. And you're right. Like, I don't think anybody is on her level. And I knew the right decision was to have Rhea keep it because I don't think anybody's ready to take that title from her. And I think it's good to have someone like her hold that title for a long, long time like that. But I was a little nervous because Becky had just put that book out and did like a full book tour last week. So I thought maybe I was like, they're going to give it to Becky just to help promote that book. But I'm glad they didn't because I think the right decision is to keep it on Rhea for a while.
They were promoting that book hard too.
Yeah.
Well, something else too, though, like, Becky was sick with what was it?
Strep throat,
flu, something like that. And then in addition to that, though, she's recovering from that, but it's still freezing cold out there. It's like 52 degrees when this match was going on, but it was windy. So that couldn't be easy either. Something else that I was going to mention to you guys. Doesn't it seem like Becky has like slimmed down too much?
I think that might be, in my opinion, why, I don't know. There's something about her where I used to think she was a lot more attractive before than she is now. And I think it is because she's slimmed down way too much. I don't know. There's something different about her where she doesn't feel as like, she was kind of felt more powerful before when she was always lined up with all the girls like Sasha and stuff. She was always the one that would like feel like the kind of the more powerful hitter. Now I think maybe it is her size now. She is really thin.
Yeah, she looks sick.
She definitely looks too small.
When she was like back when she was doing like the river dance gimmick or whatever, like I thought she looked pretty good then, but I don't know. I guess we all age, I guess, but
sure.
She just,
I think after she had her kid is when she really slimmed down, which is interesting, right? So it's like totally opposite, right?
It seems maybe like she may have lost muscle mass and just not gained it back because her legs and her thighs and everything are really freaking small now, noticeably smaller. But
especially when in the ring with Rhea, you can see the vast difference there between those two.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought this was a solid match, but yeah, I don't know if it lived up. Do you guys feel that it lived up to expectations that people may have had on this? Because this was only the second time I think that they've ever fought like on pay-per-view or whatever.
I was hoping for a better match. I mean, I think it was just kind of like, I thought this would have been a little bit more of like near counts here and there, but I almost feel like Rhea kind of dominated most of the match, and then she just ended up winning at the end. Like, I feel like Becky didn't really hold her own as much as I thought. I thought it was going to be a lot of back and forth, a lot of, close calls and from both ends. But I feel like Rhea pretty much dominated and then ended up winning at the end with, it wasn't really a climactic win. It was just kind of like she'd give her a finisher and it was a clean pin. It just seemed a little bit, I don't know, just off to me. But I thought it was good. It was a good opener that they chose. Both these women are over, and again, I think they are probably the two best women that they have. So it was cool to see them, going at it. It was a big match feel. It's just, I think, a little underwhelming to me.
Yeah, my 3-year-old daughter liked it. She tapped out pretty much after that.
Anything that has Rhea on camera, like I'm a fan of, so I could just watch it. Like, she's obviously very nice to look at. Great worker. I mean, I think at the end of the day, when she retires, she'll be the best of all time. I think if she has a good, 5-6 more year career, I don't see how anybody could top her as far as, female wrestling champion or anything. So, I mean, to me, I think you leave the belt on her as long as, she's there, unless there's somebody that, like I think maybe, Tiffany Stratton is maybe a younger person at a year or two. Maybe she could take it from her, but anybody else that's on there right now, I don't think so. I wouldn't.
You also got to remember too, Charlotte's on her way back. She could be somebody that they put with Rhea. Because I still think that I like Becky more than Charlotte, but I think in the WWE's eyes, Charlotte's still probably the top dog as a female competitor, I think. So I don't know if they're waiting for that big battle, maybe at SummerSlam or something. But like Romero said that I think that Jade is a good one to look at for the future because it would make the most sense. But I think she's got a lot more work to do before we get to that point. So,
but I think that'd be a good choice. So to give Rhea time to keep the belt, establish it, and give Jade enough time to, to improve, get better, get used to, the WWE style or whatever.
Well, what do you know, boy?
Are you drinking Red Bull? Are you? Oh, baby, it's gonna give you. It's gonna give you wings.
You shouldn't be doing that.
It's sugar free.
It's gonna give you
sugar free stuff.
You should be drinking Prime Energy, man. They're the sponsor.
Oh, tomorrow we should all have some Prime on deck.
That's
tomorrow.
true. Except the fact that
I want to run to the dollar store, and I swear to God, I'll get Prime and try it for the very first time.
All right, tomorrow night, Prime, bring it.
I see that shit everywhere.
That piece of trash for nothing. No, Logan Paul piece of shit.
It's right.
Or his brother is getting ready to get knocked out.
Oh,
we gotta do it for the WWE.
We got to do a post show for that. That boxing fight.
That'll be a big giant clusterfuck, though, man. That won't even be.
Yeah, I agree.
That won't be a real match.
Be the boxing maniacs for the only time.
I wish it was a real fight. Like
that'll be more of a work than WrestleMania.
It's going to be entertaining at least.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Give your thoughts. The Rhea Ripley Becky Lynch match, Uncle Bill. Opening match, not one. WrestleMania.
I was just trying to figure out, like, when she was coming down there, was she doing like a 9-inch nails gimmick, or what was that gimmick? Like, she was dressed as fucking.
I don't know what she was dressed like.
Trent Reznor, like
the band was motionless in white.
People. Oh, okay. She likes people.
I mean, it was okay. That match was not. It'd be hard to live up to the hype for that match, really, though, because Rhea Ripley's amazing. I haven't seen Becky Lynch do a whole lot of like great shit in a long time, though, to be honest. And why is she progressively losing weight? Have you noticed that? Like, she gets smaller and smaller.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
To the point now where she doesn't even really look like she could do any damage to anybody. Like, I think she's on one of those vegan, like she just eats like raw carrot kind of diets or something.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's possible because, she got pregnant, had the baby. Are they kind of hippie tops? Her and I'm guessing they probably are.
There was an article that came out saying that she had become self-conscious.
So she's breastfeeding her baby. I'm thinking maybe though. What do you think?
I mean that's probably 100% of what's probably happening. But I know that they did say that she had some self-conscious issues because she used to wear like crop tops and stuff, and like I guess people would always comment on her stomach saying like when she worked, it was a little jiggly. And I don't know if that got to her head. Maybe that's why she doesn't expose it anymore. That's why she's always wearing like the one-piece suits more or less. But, and maybe she's just self-conscious about it. So she is losing weight. I don't know, but you're right. I think she looked better before, like when she had a little bit more muscle and
yeah, I mean, she actually looked like she could do some damage. Right. But now it's to the point where it's like, she looks like a freaking cruiserweight or something, like going up against all these. Like Rhea Ripley is jacked to the gills. It just doesn't look, as Jim Cornette would say, it just doesn't look believable. It doesn't look like she could,
Uncle Bill, one question though, too.
Whipped cream with an outboard motor.
That's right.
Do you have linoleum in the kitchen in your house?
Look, no.
If you do, get some dude wipes. We've already discussed that.
Dude wipes.
Oh, fuck. Are we talking about
for a cleanup? Yeah. Dude butt wipe.
I'm going to tell you right now that the fucking jacking off stuff's got go away heat with me at this point. I don't want to hear about none of it.
That's all Jay wants to talk about on those streams anymore. Any opportunity he gets to talk about fucking pocket pussies or any of that, I mean, he's on it. He's like, and poor Dana is just like,
Dana's stuck.
Like, okay, yeah. I agree. That's a good spot to do it, Jay. Make sure you clean up afterwards. Jay's like, well,
yeah. I mean, it's very odd to me because for a fact that she don't want to hear this shit, but she's just got to be like very nice about it.
She's trying to be nice about it.
You know how Dana is, yeah.
At this point, I don't want to hear about it because it's like every week it's something about jerking off on something. It's like, man, I get it. You like to jerk off.
Wait a minute.
I was just asking about linoleum. I don't know what you
says. Yeah, I know. Uncle
in
Bill's
all fairness,
he's talking about gold.
In all fairness,
eat and all this other shit.
In all fairness, you guys started that shit when y'all talking about his Kindle or whatever. He just kind of brought that up. Y'all took
that was funny at first.
That was 6 months ago.
He's playing into the
I
gimmick.
mean,
it's all gimmick now.
Yeah.
I think Jay's Cumcast needs to become a thing, and he could just talk about all that on his show.
Dude,
Jacking it with Jay. I think
living
that's
the
the
gimmick.
perfect title. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh god. Anyway,
So
We're not
continuing
on your
on.
channel tonight, are we, Garrett?
we are.
It's a multi-stream.
I didn't know that.
Oh, God.
Sorry,
It's
why?
good.
I didn't
It's
realize
after-
that.
It's
They're like,
after
why-
11 o'clock.
Yeah, the censors go to sleep.
Yeah.
They're gonna be on my channel. Be like, yo, where's night one?
Dude,
You don't got night two on here.
Well, I mean,
so continuing on,
I
we'll go to
think-
match number 2. How about that?
Yeah, what was number 2?
Let's quit talking about linoleum.
you brought it up.
I was just asking. I didn't know because I was going to promote the Dude Wipe since they're sponsoring the Dude Butt Wipes.
Yeah. Who was the guy? Who was the? I can't for some reason. His name has escaped me. Who like had the Russian gimmick that he never broke for like 30 years. Like he would speak. he would
Ivan
never
Koloff.
speak. Ivan Koloff. So Jay's like holding on to the gimmick, like Ivan Koloff at this point. He's like, I'm going all in on that.
He's like the Sheik.
Every time he gets the chance to talk, here you go. It's all over the floor, Bulls. 6-pack ladder match for the tag team championships. Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus DIY versus Miz and R-Truth versus Kofi and Xavier Woods versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, the new Strike Republic or whatever the hell they're called. Worst tag name ever.
New
Strike.
Republic.
This was fun enough, but it was a cluster, man. This was from the time they came when I saw DUI or whatever DIY come out.
DUI.
DUI. That'd be a killer tag.
One of the Usos could be in that, right?
And Gargano had the friggin' cowboy hat on. I knew for a fact. I'm like, this is all right. This is gonna get ridiculous now. Why is he wearing the cowboy hat?
Well,
he's trying to be Michaels, but like they're what cosplaying like the worst era of DX ever. Like, why are you cosplaying like end of like the dying DX days? If you want to be Michaels, be cool like 98 DX Michaels, not like like silly goose
2007
like cowboy hat Michaels. Gargano in a cowboy hat doesn't make any sense.
Take some stomas and get into it, man. Come on.
Live the gimmick for a minute.
Yeah, come on now.
Like they don't look badass anymore. They
Get
look
a bottle of
silly,
New Bane
like,
and
Maybe some somas will give Gargano a bit of a personality finally. Shit.
I was
Johnny Same
cringing
Face.
at that.
Yeah.
how many times? Like I've never seen a ladder match where they set that damn ladder up that many times in the exact same spot, and people climbed up it and got knocked off. It went on for so long the ladder buckled and they had to get another fucking ladder.
Were you guys
So many
freaking out
people
when
climbed
Priest
that
is like climbing the ladder and the foot's like broken? I'm like, this thing, he takes one more step, this thing's gonna like crumble underneath him. He's gonna look like the biggest chump ever.
Did you
if
see
that
the
thing
ref?
crumbles.
Did you see the
Yeah,
ref?
she was
He
trying to warn him.
tapping him like, hey, don't
Yeah.
fucking climb this ladder.
And then Miz
like,
is
what
going
is she
and they give him
doing?
like the worst choke slam of all time, whatever.
Did you guys know the rules to the match? Because I didn't either. I'm like, they
What were
didn't
the
explain this. So it's a ladder match, right? But it's for 2 different sets of tag titles.
Right.
So you're thinking, because it's a unified championship, you would think, well, hell, it's going to be for both, right? No, 2 separate ones. And I didn't realize this until Austin Theory and Grayson Waller won SmackDown championships.
And then they
And I was
just
like,
bounced, right? Though
Yeah, you didn't really see them anymore.
Yeah,
I think
they just took the belts and bounced, and then
Waller
and
took like
everybody-
he took like a huge
Oh,
bump, and then that was it. Yeah. And then, they didn't explain that at all. I don't feel, and people in the chat, if they did, let me know, but I don't recall it.
I was confused. And even like think about all the teams in the match. Like speaking of DIY, were they just laying down for like the whole match? I swear I didn't see them in there much
Most
at
of them
all.
were.
Like where were they? I saw the Miz and R-Truth, but like those guys I didn't see at all during that match. So I don't know what they were doing.
That's the thing with matches like this. I'm kind of over ladder matches and table matches and chair matches and all this shit. Like I'm so like it's it was cool when you first saw it, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was like mind blowing. And at this point, it's just kind of a parody of itself. Like everybody just kind of lays out on the outside for minutes at a time, like they're dead, just waiting for their spot to come in and climb the ladder, jump off, fall off, whatever, I don't know.
I think at this stage, like
in AEW, I guess. I don't know.
Everybody knows what you're gonna do, right? So everybody's laying on the outside of the ring. One person goes in the ring, starts to climb it up, and then somebody from the outside just runs in and like stops. And that happened probably 10 times in that match. Like just one right after another. Same bullshit. So I mean, after a while, you're just like, this is really just boring. Like they're doing the same spot over and over again. And I really haven't seen a ladder match where that many times they reset up the ladder and did the same thing. Like most of the time they'll move the ladder out of the way and then wrestle and then try to put it back up. But that fucking ladder stayed in that spot probably for 20 minutes and it just kind of got knocked over onto the ring. And then they put it back up, knocked over. It's like,
but there were a couple crazy spots that
there were some good spots.
Like even with the other guy there, who's the Brian Peppers big head guy that ran out.
JD McDonough.
Oh
yes.
Big head.
That spot was scary, dude. Like he lofted from like the top of the ladder to the outside onto that table. I was like, holy crap. Like you couldn't have, like, that was lucky he didn't go into the audience or miss that thing. That was a hard spot.
But I mean, this was a fun match. This was, years ago, they used to have a match like this on every Mania. That was the Money in the Bank match, which they took away for the pay-per-view. But I had a bold prediction from this match too. So the tag champs going in, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And I was like, if they don't win or at least have one set of titles, Damian Priest is cashing in on night 2. I don't know which title, but he is for sure cashing in.
He ain't winning
tomorrow. I don't know if he'll win or not.
There's no way they can build on him right now.
I think that's what they'll do. Maybe,
but they have to do it soon. I mean, that thing has got to be coming up, right?
I think they have a year from the day of so it'd be Money in the Bank this year. It'd be the last day he could cash it in. And of course, huge surprise, R-Truth and Miz won the Raw Championship, which I don't think anybody would have predicted that.
The most surprising.
I think they were just trying to give R-Truth his WrestleMania win. It was like the first time he won at WrestleMania or something.
He's actually over. Exactly. He was actually pretty over.
He's amazing. That dude, you know how old R-Truth is at this point? Like I remember watching him in like
his 50s, I think.
I remember watching him in like the late 90s and when he was wrestling on locally in Nashville. Yeah. And he still like hasn't fucking lost a step. It's crazy.
I think he's the longest employed wrestler there right now. That's been there continuously for,
I believe it,
20 years or whatever.
Y'all remember when he was K Quick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
K Quick getting rowdy.
What was
him and Road Dogg for like a week.
Yeah.
The Road Dogg Association, they tried to give Road Dogg his solo run and it just didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Didn't work.
So the Awesome Truth, which I hate that fucking tag team. But that would seem to be like just to be something for him. Like for
I think so.
100%.
Like they're not going to hold on to those titles. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose those titles in the next month. So
I always hated when they come up with these stupid names, like clever names, like A-Town Down Under is another one.
Yep.
Come on now.
I mean, you know what though? At least there's names. I hated when it was like it would have been like just the guys' names, or they wouldn't have a team name. I hated that even more. I actually like that there's a team name where they went through a while where it was like, Test and Regal. Like that was what they were called. And it was like so annoying.
I agree with John Public here. He says it's stupid to have 2 different sets of championships for Raw and SmackDown. They should just have one each, one world championship, one IC champ, one set of tag champs. I agree. I mean, especially, especially the tag division isn't even that deep anyway, really.
Sure.
So, yeah, but I don't know if we'll ever see it.
Hey, speaking of horrible names, though, real quick, you remember Show Miz?
Oh, dude, of course.
Remember Jericho?
Jericho.
Do you remember what? The Show Guns? It was Billy Gunn and Big Show on the Show Guns.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Damn.
What about Slater? What about Slater Gator?
Slater Gator.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one actually.
That's so funny.
So yeah, I'm not sure if that's better than just their names. Some of these names are pretty bad.
We do have over 116 people checking us out live, which is pretty damn good for a wrestling show. I mean, I know that this is a horror channel primarily, and so yeah, we don't do these very often, but yeah, definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. And we're just at the beginning. We're at match number 3 still. Rey Mysterio and Andrade with the LWO versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio with Legado del Fantasma.
You know what? I don't know what to say about this. I think Dominic is for some reason like fallen so far in the last like couple weeks. Like why is he doing this? Why is he not doing Judgment Day stuff? Why is he with this group now? Why is he over here? Are they trying to secretly just start separating him and Rhea? Because it's like they're not doing a lot with them anymore.
I mean, it would seem like it to me, because either that or he just wanted to have like another match with his dad. I don't know. Like maybe
are they going to do something where Rhea goes in? She's like, I'm the only one that won last night, and all you guys lost. Like this looks like it could be the beginning of the end for Judgment Day after tonight. But man, this whole build to this, I was talking to somebody the other day at work, and I was like, I watched SmackDown, which I don't normally do, and I think it's been like, so who was it? Dominic, and who's the guy he's partners with? Phantasmo or whatever his name.
Santos Escobar.
Okay, so then he joined him, and then Ray, there was like the promo where Ray's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna team with him. Well, I'm gonna be with my secret partner," and everybody's like chanting Carlito. I'm like, "Oh, that'd be cool, Carlito," and them. And all of a sudden he's like, Dragon Lee. And I'm like,
Dragon Lee.
It was like, dude, it was like crickets, dude, in that arena. And like he comes walking out like, and I'm like, who's this guy from NXT? Nobody knows.
Carlito has to turn. There has to be a turn. If he's staying, because he's looking like such a fucking like an afterthought. Yeah. Sure.
But then it was like one of those things where I said to my buddy at work, I'm like, why Dragon Lee? I'm like, they should put it with Andrade at least. The guy's at least he's a name. He's doing some kind of backstage stuff with Dominic lately. Maybe I said, why isn't he the partner? Then sure enough, last week they switched it last week. Like they flipped it on SmackDown where like it ended up, I think Dragon Lee got hurt and like Andrade took his spot or whatever. But they must have, I don't know if that was the plan all along, if they looked at it and been like, yeah, why do we have Dragon Lee coming out? We have nothing to do with this other guy here.
100%. Like I'm watching this as like a casual spectator that never watches really much anything except the pay-per-views. The best guy in that ring was Andrade, and Rey Mysterio was doing the same shit. I could have watched a match of his from like 15 years ago, and it would have been almost identical to the shit he was doing in this match. So I mean, that it just wasn't very good, man. Like except for Andrade's stuff, which was the highlight of the whole match, like by a mile. Like none of it was really good.
As far as the total package goes, though, Dominic, I mean, I agree with Garrett. Like I think that he deserved more for this Mania. I think he had a great year last year, just developing that character, that sneaky heel character that always kind of gets away.
The thug.
Yeah. And entertaining. I think he's doing a great job overall. And I don't know. I mean, maybe they just didn't have anything for him and quickly came up with this. But yeah, it seemed like he and his father really didn't do much anything at all after their Mania match last year. So this was just quickly thrown in there. Now, Santos, I think, is really great too, but they don't let him do, like I've seen interviews with him where he's out of character, where it's like night and day. Like he's a very interesting, I think they could do a lot more with him. And the fucking two separate, Latino.
I was getting ready to say, where did that come in? Because I missed all that bullshit.
So they were all
I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, they were all LWO. Like it was like they were a big group, kind of NWO, but LWO, and they were all a big group. And then Escobar or whatever, he broke away. He turned on Rey and basically wanted to be the leader. And then half the group sided with Rey and half the group sided with him. So that broke them up into two two groups now, basically. LWO being like the babyface group, and this other group is just like his group or whatever it's called.
They need to bring back Los Boricuas to feud.
It's weird because it's like it's weird because
the Mexicools. Bring back the Mexicools.
Where do you go from here, though? You know what I mean? Like they can't just always feud with each other. Like, but where does like a guy like Escobar go after this? Like, where does his next feud? It's weird. It's like they're kind of stuck with each other now, which I think is a big problem. And you're right. I think Dominic, like without Rhea, you got to look at like what we saw tonight. I'm like, he's doomed, dude. Without Judgment Day, without Rhea, like, what is he going to do? Is he going to just hang around with these guys the whole time?
Why do they feel the need to put like every Mexican wrestler on the roster into the same match?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
They're all surrounding the ring.
Well, most of them are jabroni. Like the LWO guys are freaking jabronis, man. Like, why are they even? Nobody cares about them.
People are.
Yeah, I don't think that he needs to be like what would you say, like a Latino star. He just needs to be a fucking star, right? Like he doesn't need to be pigeon. That's what they do nowadays, though. Like they're just
that's the problem too.
Like,
I miss Harry Miguel from the Los Boricuas.
Oh yeah, remember last year Dominic came out of the police car with the cuffs and the chains, and he came to the ring like that. He went from that to like wearing like a red singlet, like suit tonight. It was sad. I was like, what, where's the guy with the the flannel shirt with the button down with the mask and getting on the mic and people booing him out of the building? Like, where's that guy? Like,
yeah, it seems like that there were a few people that they didn't have a lot for him, unfortunately, for WrestleMania, and I think that sucks. They should have had something better for Dominic, which I think overall he had a really great year.
Oh man, dude, when he was like doing that stuff with NXT, when he was doing like the open challenges every week. I don't know if you guys were following that. He was like, he went to NXT and won that North American title, then brought it to Raw, and then he would go back in NXT on Tuesdays and like defend it. Those nights, his match on NXT were the ratings for that match were beating out AEW every week, to a point where everybody made a big joke saying Dominic's single-handedly beating AEW in the ratings. Like, that's how good he was doing. What up, Christian?
Oh hell!
What's going on, guys?
Good evening.
We're just talking some Mania. We're on Rey Mysterio.
We're talking about the battle of the Latino stables.
Oh, in other words, the bathroom break match.
Well,
yeah, I literally got up, went to the bathroom, made something for dinner, came back, and there were two fat guys in Mexican masks, and I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on in here right now.
Dude,
that was rough. Yeah,
I'm so out of touch, dude. I'm so out of touch with like what goes on in this world. When those guys came out and they did this, I'm sitting there, I'm like, who is that? I'm like looking at them, I'm trying to think, like, are those legends? Are they NXT guys? I'm like, these are the Creed brothers. Like, who the hell is this? And then all of a sudden they ripped the mask off, and I was like, who the hell are these guys? Dude, I have zero idea who those dudes are. Zero.
The body types, I almost thought it was like Demolition or fucking something,
I thought that the fucking Harris brothers came back or something.
Yeah. Like, who the hell are these guys? And they're like,
Ron and Don Harris.
Come
back.
That's Kelsey or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I don't watch football. I have no idea who these two dudes are.
Did you notice though, man, like how much bigger those guys were than any wrestler in that ring? I was like, Jesus.
Well, to be fair, it's all the luchador guys that were in there. They're all small anyway.
Oh, what was the connection there? They're like, they're friends with Ray. Like, why?
Well, they're in Philly. That's the only connection.
The Philadelphia connection.
Yeah.
So it's not like there was like ever any kind of like connection other than that, right? They're just fans that like, they guess they like Ray and they're football players.
Sure.
Yeah, Motion Zombie just said
Jason Kelsey and
those
Lane
guys were there.
Lane Johnson was gigantic. Like, I don't know how big that dude is, but he was at least a foot taller than everybody else in the ring. Like, he's freaking huge.
I'm so behind on this chat. Wow.
Me too. Multitasking, man. Next match though. You want to go into the next match because this was kind of a letdown too. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, the battle of the Usos. With what made it worse is Lil Wayne.
Well, at least I knew who Lil Wayne was. If Lil Wayne took that lucha mask off, I probably would have marked out for a second, but I didn't know who those other guys were.
Lil Wayne, now he brought Jey Uso to the ring and did a little bit of rapping. I guess that's what you call it. Is that modern rapping?
Well,
because it was like
I like Lil Wayne. I'll even admit it. I don't know what the hell he was doing on Wayne or
that modern rapping.
I don't know. I was like, the fuck?
What I noticed was I noticed that he looked like he was cold as shit. And then I felt really bad for the wrestlers because he was like in like a hoodie and he was like walking down. He's like he was so cold. And then I don't know if he was just making noises like because he was just out there freezing his balls off. I have no idea, but
Little Wayne is modern to me, man. Jackson Jack.
I will
That's
say
a modern rapper.
I like Lil Wayne as well.
Lil Wayne came out like late 90s. I remember the first time I heard him was in
man, I want Warren G and Nate Dogg.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. But
Sugar Hill Gang. Is that your era, CK?
Yeah.
But for a match that could have been like match of the night was like one of the biggest letdowns. I think this was like worst match of the night.
Brief match too. Didn't last very long.
Why was this so bad? I mean, these guys must have wrestled each other a gazillion times growing up. They couldn't have been like, hey, remember that match we made up in our living room like 30 years ago? Let's do that. Like, this match was terrible. This match was so bad.
Maybe Jimmy was drinking or something. He got back on the liquor.
It's almost like Jimmy wants to change his wrestling style because he's a heel now and he doesn't know what to do. I feel like that was the issue. I think Jimmy doesn't know how to act.
I kind of agree with that. Like, I feel like Jey has kind of done a fairly good job of, establishing himself as a singles guy, whereas Jimmy's just kind of been the flunky in the background for the bloodline for the past year or so. And yeah, I kind of agree. I feel like Jimmy's just kind of, you don't really know what the hell to do with him at this point.
It seems like this match was kind of just thrown together really quickly too. Like they didn't really hype this up at all. It was just, oh, we don't have anything for these guys. Let's have them wrestle each other.
Well, I thought there would be like some kind of an angle or something at the end of the match or something that would kind of play into the main event or maybe tomorrow night or something, but it just kind of ended and that was it,
Well, I remember Christian was telling me that he was really interested in this because it was Yeet versus no Yeet, and I know that's like one of his favorite stipulations in wrestling. So,
Yeet on a pole match, man.
What does that mean exactly?
Jay's got that Yeet thing over though. I mean, you gotta give him that.
Yeet versus no Yeet.
Do you like pickled Yeets?
I just don't remember when that was in the Rumble, and I was so confused because like Jimmy was yelling no Yeet every time he was punching Jey, and then like someone would come in the ring and he'd look at Jimmy and Jimmy would look at the guy and he's like, are you Yeet and no Yeet? The guy's like, no Yeet. He's like, all right, let's get him. And I'm like, what is even happening right now? What is this gimmick? I don't get it.
I don't know. I went and made myself a sandwich during that match, so I didn't catch any of it.
Did you get you a pickled Yeet?
I got pickled Yeets, yeah.
Yeah, Jey won. I mean, I don't think the crowd was really in this match either. It didn't seem like when you guys
Have you talked about the crowd yet? Like how dead this fucking crowd was?
To be fair, all those big stadium crowds, like they all sound like that. They sound the same. Like you can't really hear the people because it's this big open stadium.
Jesus.
Yeah, all the sound kind of just goes out into the atmosphere as opposed to bouncing like if you were in a but yeah, I felt the same way. I didn't know if it was just because everybody was cold, because you look in the crowd and it looks like everybody's bundled up and freezing to death the entire time.
It was like 40 degrees tonight? Like,
yeah,
it's no joke. Yeah, sitting in the same spot. Oh yeah,
yeah. And how the hell does the dude in the green shirt always front and center at every show? Is he related to Tony Khan or something? How's he afford that?
I don't know.
That's insane.
There used to be a guy in the 90s, 2000s. His ethnicity was a little, I didn't know exactly. I think he was a black guy, a light-skinned guy.
Yeah,
every
they did
show
that documentary. There's a documentary on it. They did. Yeah,
what was his deal?
What was I saw the documentary. What was his deal? He just bought tickets. Like there was no real cash.
I think he eventually got connections to get good seats. But he was never like given seats from people in WWE or anything. I think he paid for them. But I mean,
you guys remember the Howard Stern guy back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Had long hair and the glasses.
Yeah.
Cactus Stern, I think is what they called it.
Yeah. And he just kind of disappeared one day. I think the last time I saw him was at that ECW One Night Stand in 2006. He was in the crowd for that, and I don't think I've seen him since. But he was in everything back in the 90s.
Yeah, he was an ECW regular. I mean, you can understand that because it's, ECW tickets back in the day is $15, $20 probably. These WrestleMania tickets, man, the front row in WrestleMania in the center, $10,000 at least. Yeah, maybe 20.
I think it was.
I mean,
we were looking at. It's like 20 for if you got 2 nights, it was like 26,000. In the
if green shirt guy's sitting in that same spot tomorrow, like I mean,
I guarantee it. I guarantee you.
He just has like 20 something thousand just to throw away. Like, oh,
he's got that stuntman Mark money, I think.
Oh, that's true. He could, yeah.
Maybe that's where Mark is.
Yeah.
He's setting his green screen up right now in the hotel room, I bet. He'll be on in a second.
That'd be so killer if he came on and and he's like behind him's like the ring. Like he's like sitting on the first row with his camera. It's all set up.
With the green shirt guy next to him.
Next. Go ahead, sorry.
With X-Ray though, I thought that Paul Heyman's speech was probably better than 90% of these matches.
Oh my god.
So
it was unreal, man. It was unreal for real.
What about Thunderbolt Patterson's speech?
What did you say?
Stephanie looked hot as fuck last night, dude.
Stephanie did look good. It was good to see her again.
Yeah.
Did you hear all the rumors now that everybody's talking about online? Everybody's making a huge deal because she didn't have a wedding ring on. So now there's all these rumors on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, was Linda at the event last night too?
No.
I doubt it.
Vince Russo was tweeting about that, saying that Linda was at the show last
face night. Again anywhere, probably.
You know what? Maybe I did see her. No.
Russo tweeted about it. He said Linda was at the event last night, the Hall of Fame last night.
Maybe
I didn't see her on camera, but
they didn't show her on camera. No, I would have noticed.
Oh, zero chance. I think they purposely put Stephanie on camera though to kind of ease her back into the public a little.
I mean,
bit.
I thought what Heyman said about the locker room and about Triple H and what he's doing for the business and WWE and backstage and with creative and all that stuff. Like it was so refreshing to hear that because it feels like for so long, I think WWE has been so stale and stagnant because I think there was just, everybody was afraid to do stuff. There was too many, it was basically every decision that was made by one person, where I feel like now it feels a little more lax, where like people are going to want to come and work for the company. They're going to want to come and have fun, where I think before it was just such a headache for a lot of people, where it's good to see that people like Heyman are really supporting like the way Triple H does things, because you can tell the product has gotten so much better in the last couple months. And I think it's been in forever. And they even said business wise, they said they've sold since the Cody and Rock thing, they've sold out every single event that they've had. The ratings have been higher than they've been in like 10 years. I mean, this is really positive stuff. And even like I said before with NXT, it's like a lot of these guys down there are all homegrown talent. So the fact that everything's kind of moving in the right direction is just, it's nice to see for the company, where for 3 years, I was totally out of wrestling, which sucked because, it was something I've loved my whole life. And it's good to see that it at least looks like it's moving in the right direction and people are going to want to come and work for the company. And it seems like everybody can start making some big money and have fun, with what they're doing.
They're definitely making more money now than ever. And the weird thing is it's not due to really anything but TV rights and advertising and everything is how they're making their money.
Like Vince didn't do any of that advertising on the ring or anything. Didn't WCW used to have like Slim Jims on the ring?
Oh yeah,
back in the 90s and shit.
Yeah, they did that quite a bit. I think the Halloween Havoc shows always had Slim Jim all over the mat and the turnbuckles and everything.
They were Snickers too.
Yeah,
Karate fighters.
Dude, I mean, this is just the beginning, though, because because they could have a different advertiser in each match on TV.
Sure,
make extra money that way, and I'm sure it's going to start as well. So, but yeah, that was. We're on to the 6-woman tag match: Bianca, Naomi, Jade Cargill versus Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Only an 8-minute match, another brief match. Lots of hot packages, but brief.
I didn't
matches.
watch it.
Listen, first of all,
cigarettes.
If it was it me or like Naomi seemed like she was in slow motion.
Oh, dude, I text that to somebody. I go, why every time does Naomi come out, she moves so slow?
It was like brutal to watch. I mean,
she was like that at Elimination Chamber too, and I thought maybe it was just rust because she hadn't been working at WWE for a while. But I saw it again tonight, and I'm like, oh, like she's aging. I mean, we get it, but like she doesn't move like she did before at all.
And to be honest, like the only person that looked like they needed to be in that ring was Bianca. Like Jade Cargill
She's still training though. Like you could tell. Like,
well, don't put her on fucking WrestleMania then.
Well, I think that I think what it is she's such a spectacle that and she's a name already before she even has started. So
well, look at her too, man. How many women look like that?
Why can't they just figure out why can't they figure out a way to make her like, an Andre type of like, because when she tries to do shit like quick moves or offense, she always messes it up. Just make her like one of those you can't get them off their feet type of heel people. Don't give her a bunch of. She's not going to be like that type of high flyer Bianca kind of style. She's not going to do that shit. She's just not capable of doing that.
They kept her pretty Diesel like tonight, which I think is where they need
Diesel like is a good word.
Yeah, like they did, and I said that's the thing when I saw her, I was like, okay, they're keeping her a little bit like that tonight, which is safe, right? It's safe for now. Who knows what she'll be, but I mean, I think like Wes said, I mean, she's a spectacle to look at. I mean, she looks like a friggin' real life superhero out there. And who knows what she's going to be, but I know they have high hopes for her in the company. But, Naomi's the first one that always goes online and bitches about like her not getting any chances or shots or whatever. She's been doing this for years. So it's one of those things where it's like, dude, you know what? Putting her on that team and the way they did their entrance, like they made her look like a freaking bona fide star standing next to those two girls on that cool entrance that they had when they came down. So I hope she doesn't sit there and whine about her spot tonight on the card.
Yeah, she's awful. And so, I mean, I just think she is.
I mean, in all fairness, with Jade Cargill too, in AEW, they pretty much booked her. I think Goraphobe just booked her like Goldberg. And it didn't seem like she learned a damn thing there.
No, because they didn't even really train her.
They didn't train her at all. No, the first match that she had with Shaq and Cody and Cody's wife, that was her first match ever. She never had a match before. That was her first match ever on national TV. She said that in an interview.
Who told you this was open mic night, bitch?
Yeah.
Still one of the best lines ever from Brandy Rhodes.
The spot where Bianca used her hair like a whip and was it Asuka that she hit and it made that big fucking smack?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Why didn't they show Asuka's back? I was like dying to see because that was so loud. I was like, holy shit, that's left a welt right there. Right.
Well, she had the only spot that I remember in the whole thing where she did like the friggin' double pin thing or whatever with the somersault thing. But that was like the only thing I can really remember about that match because the rest of it was just a clusterfuck, really.
Mm-hmm. And really, Dakota Kai, I think she's been injured a while, but like, has she had hardly any matches at all, like on TV since I don't remember her wrestling hardly any, even before she got hurt.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be somebody that's going to make a big wave in WWE. I think she might be gone pretty soon. I don't see her, becoming anything. Like it just seems like she's always going to be a jobber. Like at least with Asuka and the other one, their name value. I don't know what Dakota Kai brings to the table at this point.
Well, they've got a lot of talent for the females. I mean, some of these girls, like there's so many that we haven't seen in forever. Like Nikki Cross, she's still there. She hasn't been on TV in months.
Now, has there been is there going to be another women's battle royal or something like? Where are we going to see like a Natalia? Are we going to see like where is everybody else? They're not on the card, or are they going to do something else with them?
I'm not sure.
I've been in and out of following WWE past few years, but whatever happened to Alexa Bliss?
Oh, she had a baby, so she's out. Yeah, she'll probably be back. I think.
Hope so.
So yeah, Cargill got the pin against Damage Control. They tried to showcase her as best they could in this match. She looks great. As a matter of fact, all those women on that team, in my opinion, look great. But she's really not ready. But I understand they wanted to kind of showcase her and get her out there a little bit because they started hyping her. How long ago did they sign her? Probably 6 months ago. And brought it up then. She hasn't been on TV that much.
If they're going to script every Logan Paul match, they may as well do that with Jade because Jade looks like $1 million. So I don't know why they're not doing that. Just script all of it for her. Script every single thing.
Don't need to be a long match either. right? It could be a quick match.
I don't think she could do a long match. I don't think.
Yeah, but you know what? They haven't had a female like that where they kind of play that, you know, Goldberg route or that Ryback route where they can just do that for a little while just to get her on TV.
Yeah, unless she's in there with somebody like Charlotte or Rhea who can carry her through a good match. Yeah, just script it out for shit like this. I mean, that's your best bet.
So after this match, they had like a backstage thing with Sami Zayn, and he's talking to his wife and his kids and getting ready for, and you know, you're watching it, you're like, I mean, they're going a long way for him just to lose, because everybody was assuming that he's going to lose his match. This was kind of like another thrown together thing. Sami Zayn, they haven't really done anything with Sami Zayn in what, 6 or 8 months at least. But they're hyping this up backstage even, you know, he had the cinematic shit on Raw with Chad Gable, like a deleted scene from Rocky 4 or something. And
being very kind.
But anyway, Sami Zayn defeated Gunther in that Intercontinental match after 666 straight days as champion. And yeah, I was shocked at this. I did not see this coming at all. I think Gunther should have had a bigger spot at Mania. And he did. I think Brock was originally scheduled, but you know what happened with all that. But the match was fine. I liked the match. I was just shocked. I was in shock when Sami Zayn won. What about you?
I tell you, when I started to think something was off, though, is when the commentators kept like saying over and over again, like, "Oh, he's just toying with him. Like, this is awful. Like, there's no chance that he's ever." They said that like, and I'm like, he's going to end up winning this match because they were putting it over like crazy. Like, he has no chance. And like, whenever they do that, you know, it's going to be the exact opposite of whatever they're putting over. And sure enough, like,
I will say, I was surprised. I didn't expect Gunther to lose, but I will say that it's probably the best thing for him to get that title off of him, because I guarantee you, whether it's Cody, whether it's Seth, whoever's going to be champion coming out of WrestleMania tomorrow night, Gunther's going to be the guy. They're moving him up to that main event level. I guarantee it.
I think that you're totally right. Is his next step is going to be up that level. I think it's probably going to be against Cody, perhaps, but
I think so.
I think you're on point. I think that for all that time, 666 days streak to all just end to Sami Zayn, I feel like was super not climactic at all. Like, to me, Sami Zayn, like, he's a great wrestler and all, but he doesn't even look like he fucking wants to be there anymore. Like, he just looks like a guy that like pumps gas or whatever. Like, he doesn't
even look like he takes a bath.
That kind of stuff bothers me. Like, when you got someone like Chad Gable, who's in like ridiculous shape, he's really come along with his character. He's kind of over. I mean, this is a type of guy that you'd like to see elevated. You know, maybe he's the one who's the underdog and beats Gunther, and then all of a sudden now you've got a new star on your hands. But Sami Zayn's already kind of a star, but like, to me, he's kind of on his way down. So why not utilize this opportunity to bring someone different up the chain, you know, into some stardom, like a Chad Gable, and beat someone like a Gunther in that underdog story? I just feel like Sami Zayn was the wrong guy to end the streak. Oh, yeah, there you go. See, so like, that's my biggest thing. Like, I just think it was the wrong guy to end the streak that he had, and I was kind of disappointed in it, because I just think, and hey, maybe it becomes a Sami Zayn versus Gable, and Gable does end up with it, but I think it would have been more important if Gable was the guy to pin Gunther at the end. Yeah.
Well, they'd probably end up turning Gable heel, I would guess.
I think they will.
I think that's where they're probably headed. They're going to turn Gable heel. He's going to take the belt from Sami, and then they're going to give him a big push, kind of like they did with Gunther. It's kind of being like this wrestling machine, you know, that can't be stopped or whatever. That'd be.
Was anybody on the panel right now, did they want Zayn to win? What did you think, Christian?
I think he sucks. He looks like the guy 2 doors down from me. Just terrible. Stupid. I think you make him rematch Monday and cut your losses and give it right back to Gunther. I don't think he's he's like going to be like as big as Roman Reigns or anything. So I'd rather him hold on to that belt.
Well,
he's great,
I heard
but
Gunther,
he looks like shit. But I will say that he can sell his ass off. That's what he's good at, is getting his ass kicked. And that to me, that's it. But I get out of Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
but I hear Gunther needs time off, so I don't know if that's like he needed that. I don't know if his wife's pregnant or something like that or something. So I think he needed the time off. But I mean, again, I just think it was the wrong guy.
They should have done that with Sami, and I don't know how you guys feel. Remember when the Miz was fighting them, and they were like, "If you lose, you can't fight for it." And like they're just pinballing Miz around so much, and Miz can talk his way out of anything. So I would have much rather it be the Miz going up against him tonight. That's just me.
I think that they needed to do something different with they could have come up with something else for Gunther, I think.
When you have a streak like that, like use it to your advantage. That was my whole thing. Like same thing with Undertaker. Like back in the day, if they were going to have him lose, it should have been into somebody like a Bray, or should have been somebody that they wanted to elevate and make him a bigger player. But to just lose it to a guy who's already kind of a name that is on his way down just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. It almost seems like that streak now didn't really amount to anything important, like creating a new character or a new star or anything like that. So
the
missed opportunity.
Yeah, his buddies weren't there tonight though either. Which
they came out with him and they went back.
Did they come out with him? I must have missed that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I didn't see him, but
did you know what's the thinner one?
Kaiser, Ludwig Kaiser.
Did you see he's dating Stratton now?
Yeah, I heard about that. Lucky dog. I really I think that she's going to be the next big, female.
Now, is she on at all?
No.
No Mania match.
She's only somebody was telling me she's only 23 years old or something like that.
I mean, sure, but I mean,
holy
shit, they would
shit,
have got her on the show somehow. I mean, Naomi got on the show.
Yeah.
I
don't know. No.
That's true. They could have replaced Naomi with her or something. That would have been amazing.
I mean, dude, think about that. If you had all these females, Natalya, these loyal WWE women like Natalya doesn't get to be on Mania, but Naomi, who walked out on the company Jeff Jarrett style a year ago, is on Mania.
That's
think
fine,
about that.
You know what loyalty gets you in WWE? Get you peed on, apparently, or worse.
What is Natalya even doing?
Train? I think she's training.
She's on the pre-show tonight, I think.
I mean, she's she still wrestles, but I mean, she's she does a lot of I think she does a lot of backstage stuff with the company, which is fine because she is getting older. But what about all these up and comers that they have? It's just
Liv Morgan wasn't on the show, was she?
Sure, yeah,
yeah, it's another one. That brings us up. We're at the main event now, but before we get into the main event, didn't you guys think there was way too many? Not only commercials, but hype packages. And there was only 7 or 8 matches on this show, and it was a 4-hour pay-per-view or premium live event.
Yeah, that's just how they're going to do it from now on. Any of those.
This last match was long though, wasn't it? It was
an hour long.
It took a half an hour to even get started, with all the intros and everything. They did a big segment with the general managers, Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, talking about they'll break the record tomorrow, though, right? What they say, 72,543. So they get 544 tomorrow, probably, just to break their own record. But
what's the turnstile count? That's what's important.
Yes.
There was something that came out today, some kind of report where it said something like tomorrow's event is the most, I would say the most purchase, but I don't know how they even calculate that with it being on peak. I don't know how it works, but I know there's something about tomorrow's event is something with numbers is the biggest selling something, and I don't know how long.
Well, a lot of
we'll check the Observer.
A lot of the money that they're making over the course of this weekend probably has a lot to do with that WWE World and all their signings and different events that they've got going. I saw, I guess it was for CM Punk, the meet and greet and autograph for CM Punk's $1,000 or something like that.
Now, was he on at all today? In the pre, I didn't watch the pre-show.
He was on the panel, I think.
But he'll be on tomorrow doing something with that match with Seth, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing commentary.
Hopefully he actually gets in the ring and does something, though. I hate Seth, man. I hope he gets injured tomorrow.
Yeah, I think he's going to take time off. I think he is injured, but
there's no way he's leaving with the belt tomorrow. I don't think.
I don't see I used to love Seth Rollins. Like I loved Seth Rollins when he had like the bleached streak in the hair. Like right after he left Shield, I was really high on him. And even when he was in the Shield as well, and even when was he Tyler Black? Was that his name before? I was really a big fan of him in Ring of Honor. But now, like I don't even know what he is anymore. I don't know what.
I don't think he does either. He's got a giant fucking mushroom on his.
They're trying to sell him as the modern Macho Man. That's what I've heard.
Dude, it's so stupid. He'll start talking like Dr. Evil for a sentence, and then magically it goes away. Then he talks normal. It's ridiculous. I hate him. I'll tell you what, though. I'll still take Seth Rollins over that dumbass mouth breathing Dean Ambrose. He's an idiot.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't like Dean either. I don't like Dean either.
God, when I need a good laugh, I'll watch the Stone Cold podcast with him when I need a good laugh. Jesus, come on, kid, give it to me. God damn, can you talk? that fucking idiot.
Before we get into the match, though, I do have a random question for you guys. What do you guys think? What's the name of the ring announcer, the girl ring announcer now? Samantha Irvin.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of her?
She's got some lungs on her, man.
She's fine. I think she's fine.
I think any dude that's gonna complain about a good-looking broad calling out guys' names like that just needs to go fuck themselves. Like seriously. I can't stand that shit.
I mean,
I'm surprised.
She's
like
fine.
To me, there's one Howard Finkel. Like Howard Finkel's the greatest of all time, in my opinion. But since Howard Finkel, I think she may be my favorite because she like kills herself out there when she's announcing these people's names.
Like,
I like the dude SmackDown in the 2000s. I forget his Tony Chimmel.
Tony Chimmel. I like Tony Chimmel.
I like
Lillian Garcia.
Cena.
Who is the
Tony Chimmel had Southern vibes to him. I love
my
Tony
favorite
Chimmel.
is still
Big
Gary,
Match.
Gary Michael Capetta is still my favorite announcer.
Yeah,
outside of Howard Finkel.
Was he the one that would announce guys like in the same case? Like it'd be like,
Boo, go,
yeah. He was the WCW guy. I can say anybody. Ready? Who I'm going to say?
He was in WWF before he was in WCW, though.
Who?
Capetta.
Capetta was great. He would do like
Yeah.
Uncle Bill. That would be his.
I'm telling you, y'all are sleeping on Lillian Garcia just playing Steve when Kane walked out. Steve.
Steve.
What? You remember that?
Oh,
I do remember that.
Look it up. It's on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Steve. I don't remember that at all.
She Kane was walking out and she messed up somehow. I thought was going to announce the wrong person, and she just stopped. So she just goes, Steve.
Well, you know what you should do then.
Clip that now and play it anytime.
You gotta clip it, and then every time Steve's about to be on the show, you gotta put it on before he comes in.
Yeah, we gotta do
Uncle
it.
Bill. Who was it that said the charismatic enigma? Jeff Harvey.
Oh, that was
That was Chimmel, wasn't it?
no. What was his name? He was the UFC guy. I mean, the Gladiator.
Oh
guy.
yeah, the guy that fired
Mike Adamley.
Mike Adams.
Yeah, Adam Lee.
That's
Jeff
my
Harvey.
favorite. I saw a few things tonight that definitely would have been on Botchamania for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight, like when Sami Zayn like dropped the Gunther on his head, whatever he was trying to do there, I guess.
Dude, if I would have been like Triple H, I would have immediately told the ref change the finish. Like that would have been such a bad botch that I would have changed the finish. I'm not even kidding. I would have thrown my headset. Yeah, bastard. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, it's
They played a replay of it too. He's 6 feet above the ground.
There's a little bit of issues tonight with some of that stuff. I mean,
Dave Penzer in WCW.
Yeah, Pins.
He wasn't bad.
Jeff Harvey.
I can't stand Justin Roberts though. That may be my all-time like.
that one.
He was John Cena.
Big match again. So, The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Franklin Rollins. It was 44 minutes and 31 seconds. The Rock came out with his new People's Championship, which... What the fuck is that even supposed to be?
That belt?
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali gave it to him.
He was given him that last night. They gave it to him on the Hall of Fame. Remember?
Right, but I mean, why?
I don't know. I mean, there's no real good explanation for it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess what? Like they handed him the People's Champ.
No, like Muhammad Ali's widow gave it to him because Ali was the original People's Champion. And they had her come out and give it to him, I guess. I don't know what the story is.
So he's just going to belt it. It's just a belt.
It's a part of his wardrobe.
People's Champion, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this was the most hyped match probably of both shows, I would think. Lots of plunder in this match, nonstop. Really, it was a no rules. You know, the Rock was like, don't count this match out. You'll be fired, motherfucker. And there was a lot of foul language in this match too.
That was killer though.
I love it.
Rock doesn't care.
He was like, I don't kid around, motherfucker, or something like that. The Rhea.
I think we're going to be getting more of that though, with Raw moving to Netflix and stuff.
They've already teased it and said that they're going to probably go PG-14 once it hits Netflix. Yeah.
I can't
blood again and language. Yeah.
What about the boobies?
I don't know if they're gonna go that far, but
Rhea
I don't know if they can do that.
That would break Netflix if they did that shit.
They would guarantee more subscriptions.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but do you see the clips? Rhea's doing the stink face on house shows now. Did you saw all those?
Shayna Baszler's begging for it.
Did you see that?
It was so great. I fucking love Shayna Baszler. Yeah. That's so awesome.
That was a good
clip. Come on.
So she's been doing the stink face at house shows. So she's fighting Baszler. Baszler got in the corner and said, "Can you do that to me?" Laid down. That's great. But this match I felt like was a little bit long, but I mean it felt long to me. I mean, it was pretty entertaining, but at the same time, I don't know, it just felt kind of like, I feel like tonight, especially even with the Usos in this match, it almost feels like there's something that's going to happen tomorrow that's going to be balls to the walls, where like they were kind of told like, hey, none of you can get hurt because we need you guys for tomorrow. And that's why I wonder if like the Usos kind of went half speed tonight. And even this match too was like, there was some moments, but I wonder if like they're just trying to savor everybody for whatever the bonker shit that's going to happen tomorrow is, because tomorrow should be a huge, wild main event with like tons of interferences, no rules. I feel like Cody is going to be a bloody mess in that match. The red in his hair, like his father. I just think that something big is going to happen tomorrow where maybe they wanted to play it a little safer tonight. And I don't know if that's why I felt like some of the excitement wasn't there for some of this stuff, because they wanted to just play it a little safer. But I think, I thought it was fine. I think it was good to see The Rock in the ring. I know he has said he's loving all of this right now. Like he wants to stay in wrestling for a while. He said, as long as his body can do it, he wants to keep doing this. He says he's having a freaking blast. And you can tell.
God knows somebody showed up Black Adam.
Oh, I mean, hell yeah. I'd rather have him see him do something, be heel Rock on TV a couple times a week than go see any of his movies. That's for sure. But he's helping ratings. If he's getting money for how WWE is doing, then keep him around, doing this character. He's
people in the chat.
Better freaking heel though, man. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
What do you guys think about Stone Cold making an appearance tomorrow? People in the chat are bringing
I want Shamrock. I want 10.
I don't want to see any of that.
Get out of my way.
History. I want Shamrock.
Yeah, Shamrock signed a Legends deal, so technically he could show up.
I just want the music. I don't even give a fuck.
If you think The Rock's on trend, Shamrock looks like a goddamn walking steroid. He's jacked.
Speaking of being at Mania, look at there he is. He's at Mania.
What he is?
What's going on?
Somebody called this earlier, yeah.
Yeah, I said you were setting up your green screen in your hotel.
No, he's there waiting in line to get to his car, so he just wants to chat for a little bit.
Yeah, I know this crowd's
Get my
insane. I
headphones
can't
on.
get out of here.
I love it, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. You guys are on the main event, so I got to show up for the main event.
Oh, I see. All right.
Fashionably late, as
Big
always.
match mark. We'll see.
Big match mark.
That's his new gimmick. But I mean, I'm happy to see that Rock's body survived this match. I thought for sure, I got nervous. I'm like, he's gonna try to do one like people's elbow and like pull a quad or calf or something like that.
I was kind of waiting on that too.
I was
don't know.
happy to see that his body seemed okay because that was making me real nervous. That
Well, if you notice, The Rock didn't even take a bump in that match until about 25, 30 minutes into it.
Yeah, I
Like,
noticed that
he didn't
too.
leave his feet. They brawled around and did all this other stuff, and he didn't take a bump for the longest time there.
How ripped
would've
is
played-
Roman though?
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
insane.
there is
Good.
the drug policy in WWE since TKO bought it has changed drastically. I'll tell you that much.
I'd say
Telling you that. I'm telling you that. Dude, it has to. I mean, I work in the industry. I know these Randy Orton coming back at his age as big as he ever did. AJ Styles looking like he just stepped out of like a bodybuilding magazine at 45 years old. Like Roman Reigns and
Well, here's the thing, though.
place of his life now. Rock, I mean, Jesus, you see Rock's back? It looked like a friggin' pincushion. of
Roman
acne. I
didn't
mean,
really
there's
look
lots
any.
going on there.
He didn't look any bigger. He just looked more like
He was-
defined or whatever.
Oh yeah, but I mean, a lot of
Right.
this stuff that you can take is gonna help with body fat and whatnot too. So I mean, I just think that sure, could Roman, if someone of his size dieted down? Yeah, 100%. He doesn't wrestle much, so of course he could. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that there's some stuff going on, which again could be easily as like TRT, which is just all through doctors and medically who's like it's monitored, right? So it's not just like they're going ape shit and just doing shit they shouldn't do. But
All those Samoan guys consider themselves cousins, right? They're not all related,
Yeah.
are they? I don't think.
I think that they probably are related in some.
Yeah,
those families run pretty
Small
broad.
island.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think
Some
the
people were talking
Usos.
about-
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, the Usos, I think they said that Rock was definitely cousin, but then like Roman's their uncle or something. It's really crazy, like the whole family tree. But I think they all are related.
I think so.
I heard people talking about like they should get Dustin to show up tomorrow, and I'm just like, oh god, the crowd would be so mild for that. Like,
I think
really,
that they will,
Goldust
though.
is gonna
Yeah.
show up.
They were
That's
working.
one
really-
thing that I noticed about the show tonight that I think I kind of liked. For so long, for WrestleMania, WWE's relied on bringing back the legends. Oh my God, here comes Stone Cold riding a 4-wheeler, and I love Stone Cold. Don't get me wrong, but like I kind of like that they're keeping it all in storyline. They're keeping things progressing. They're not just throwing in like, oh, here's Goldberg for no reason. Like, let's just have a pop. So yeah, I kind of appreciate that from what I saw tonight.
Better
they're
wait till
saving that
tomorrow,
for
then.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what I
I'm-
was
gonna be the-
thinking.
big one.
So
I think
was.
we might see a lot of people tomorrow. Even maybe like who knows, Rikishi possibly on one end.
MJF.
What is the deal with that? There's no way.
Monday,
there's-
Monday,
there's-
he's showing up.
Yeah, I
if
think
that-
so
if,
too.
If he shows
Yeah.
up
Really?
Monday, if he shows up Monday, AEW is done. There's no way he would have let him leave. There's no.
I mean, even if he goes back to AEW, he's not.
I mean, I know, but like, I just don't see how they would possibly let him. They would be giving him the company before they let him go. He's really like the future of that company. If he's gone,
Hey, dude.
it's all
No,
over.
Will Ospreay's the future of that.
Well,
company.
maybe that's what they're
Future of
trying-
killing somebody in the
Yeah.
rings. What he's future of.
I mean, it'd
Hey.
fall in line with everybody Tony's been losing. I mean, hell, he lost Punk, Cody. Like, it's a trend. I hope MJF shows up on Monday. You might be right, Christian. I could totally see that happening.
I mean,
Why
Monday's
would
the-
why would
somebody
he want
big
to why would he want to be in a, like Punk said, why would MJF want to go where they can't even fill a quarter of a goddamn arena?
Exactly.
It's a joke.
You're-
AEW
you're
was so
right.
cool for a while,
Tony
then it
Khan
turned
will
into-
throw as much money as he has to get these
Yeah,
people.
but
to
he's
come to
got
his-
I feel like MJF has got enough like ego in a good way to say I don't care about just making money. I want people to actually watch what I'm doing.
Well, some of them will,
Right.
but then it's like what Triple H was talking about the other day on the Pat McAfee show. He was talking about, he kind of hinted around at like the Ospreys and the Okadas.
Well, guess what?
Kinda
Like,
saying,
who the
like-
fuck is Osprey anyway? Who the fuck is that guy? Like, his name
Well,
sounds like a
dude.
spray can that you'd buy at Walmart. What the fuck is Osprey?
He's the best technical wrestler of all time.
I mean, here's the thing: to
really.
someone,
Fuck's
to
sake.
people in
So
the
you're telling me
know,
Uncle
he's
Bill,
important.
Uncle Bill, so you're telling me he can't talk. That's what you're telling me. If he's the best
I'm
technical
just-
wrestler
I'm
of all
telling
time.
you,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
Yeah,
saying
Cam
right
doesn't go,
now
what?
that he's
Can't
the
talk. That's what you're
greatest
saying.
Mac technician that has ever lived in the history of this business. That's what I'm saying. And he does not hurt people on a regular basis and cannot form a sentence. That does not happen.
You know, the only AEW hardcore that I still know of that follows him and doesn't really, watch WWE is Steve, believe it or not. Steve.
Shut up.
Bless
Really?
him.
He still really loves AEW, yeah.
I've got to find that clip now and play it.
Yeah, we got to use that. Get that on the show tomorrow. But,
Steve has peculiar taste. I'll say that.
he really
Yeah.
does.
I
Yeah.
mean, I would mark out if he showed up on Raw. I really
Who,
would. I
Steve?
think that would
Steve.
be
I would
Steve or
Bring back Lillian Garcia to announce him.
Steve, shut up, Bedingfield, Jackson.
Stroking Steve Benningfield.
He gets in the ring with the Rock and he just grabs him like, "Shut up!" He like says to the Rock right in his face.
Crowd marks out.
Who is
Steve.
this man?
It's Steve.
They announce him. It's like, from the IT closet, Steve.
The man called Steve.
The vinegar
The man
He's got the
called
vinegar,
Steve.
the vinegar syndrome splash.
Oh, God. How about this? The rape drop.
Peekaboo plunge or whatever he does is like his finish.
I was wondering who would bring it up first.
Oh,
The
God.
rape drop, boss.
The rape drop.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
He's gonna go to AEW.
He's like,
Oh.
So I
And,
thought The
Tony Khan,
Rock,
you know,
for
one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, There's fucking bug eyes.
of course.
how about AEW when they had Edge come out and do that big speech? They're like, how sad. Was
Oh
Oh
god.
my
dude.
God.
I didn't see
I would have
it.
shot
That was the
myself in the
worst.
middle of the ring instead of saying that.
That should have
Wrestling
been
is
a
cool.
throwaway line, dude. Not like, was it like 10-minute opening segment? That was
Yeah, and then what's
It
gonna
was
happen?
shit.
Edge will be back in WWE in like 3 years, and then like be like,
Hey,
"What
look,
was I
look.
should've done all that?"
I'll
Right.
admit,
And the fact
I'm a
that he
big
had to
CM
cut that
Punk fan.
promo into the hard camera, which is usually empty, is even sadder.
Dude, look, I'll admit I'm a big CM Punk fan. I got no problem admitting it. But everybody had their fucking opinion about what happened. All these idiots that don't even know because they just act like they know. They make shit up. And then as soon as Punk tells his side, all of a sudden, I'm done with drama. I'm done with the bad shit. Yeah, because it's like it's the writing so on the wall. I was listening to JR's podcast and that big bastard asked him about, did you hear what happened? I'm just going to focus on the positive. I'm like, JR, what the fuck? Like, nobody wants to talk about it as soon as Punk says anything. Who really thinks that those two little Pillsbury fucks, those twin shitty tag team guys, can beat anybody up? Like, are you kidding me? When did the wrestlers become the size of Justin from the Brad Pack? I mean, for fuck's sake. Like, what the fuck?
That seems unnecessary, Chris. You called Justin out.
I like Justin a lot, but I'll be the first to tell you, he's a pygmy. He's short. I mean, he could be an AEW.
I mean, even I think didn't Punk say that too, or something like that? Like I could have killed him if I wanted to, or something like that. Like I think he said that in the interview.
He
Arnold
did
Wright
almost
or
pretty much.
Yeah. Who's the other guy? Jack Perry, too.
Oh, yeah.
That idiot.
Yeah.
Luke's
Oh,
boy.
Jesus
Jack.
Christ.
But the thing is, it
I
doesn't
would-
even
hey.
seem like listen to CM Punk talk. It doesn't even seem like him and Jack Perry even really have heat, though. Like it almost seemed like they were kind of like it was made into a bigger deal than it really was. Like,
yeah.
You know what, though? You know what I would have done if I was CM Punk? You want to go through glass? Go through glass. I don't give a fuck. Matter of fact, stack 3 cars high and go through it. Stack them up. Drop, you idiot. Let them go through glass. Let them go through glass. Who gives a fuck? Let them do
it's
it.
just-
That's what I say.
I mean, all I'm saying is if
They're doing it now.
they get MJF I will be shocked because I just don't know if
I haven't heard the details on that. Is his contract up or what?
Well, nobody really knows. They took him off the website. He's not on TV anymore. As far as where he is, nobody knows. I mean, he could come out on AEW as some big surprise in a couple months, attack the champion. Or
interesting thing that makes the interesting part the other day, like his Twitter, he'd been Twitter silent or X silent, whatever the hell you want to call it, for like months. And then all of a sudden he shows back up on Twitter and he starts tweeting about The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of made me think, like, are they setting something up here? Because I mean, WWE's been using Twitter to kind of build their, the promos that The Rock has done. They're using Twitter to do that. Drew McIntyre's been doing stuff on Twitter.
Here's what I'm gonna say about this. If Cody wins tomorrow night and Roman's not bullshitting, like, hey, if he takes serious time off, they need MJF right then, right there. There's no doubt about it. In my opinion, they need a bad motherfucker to talk shit.
Yeah, somebody who's a total package. Like MJF's got the mic skill, he's got the in-ring skill, he's got history with Cody, even though that's kind of out of the window because it's AEW shit, so nobody cares. But I mean, still, they got a chemistry, so run with it.
If Cody wins, it's the perfect storm. Let him show up.
I think that the WWE audience even knows who the fuck MJF is to begin with, though.
Well,
I think so. I think so.
Monday would be the perfect night to do it because that's where all the smarts are. You know what I mean? Like if they're going to do it, they're going to do it Monday because that crowd would know exactly who he is, and they would already put him over as soon as he walks in the door. I mean, I like the idea. I think it would be awesome. My fear is that they're getting so many stars now that like. At what point are they going to have to not? I mean, I would love it like when the Attitude Era, where I feel like there was so many main eventers flipping that belt around here and there. And if one was out, there was 4 more that could take over. And it's a nice feeling to have where WWE's been in a situation where they've had like 1 star. And if they're not there, it just feels like you're watching some generic show with like a bunch of mid-carders. So it's nice to see that they have these guys that are all considered main event instead of 2 main eventers and like the rest of the card are like mid to low carders. So that's my biggest thing. And if everybody becomes stars and everybody's making money, they don't all have to be the champion, but I think everybody's happy at that point. And that's where I think the happy medium and fine line is going to be, is that how do we have these 10 to 12 guys that have glorified stars that could be main event at any time, but they don't feel like they're just mid-card jobbers. And like a Dolph Ziggler was kind of a main eventer, but he was a jobber really in the end of the day. Like in WWE, he had his moments and they throw him in there here and there if they needed someone to like wrestle for the title, but like he wasn't someone that you took serious anymore. And they need to have more guys where they don't bury them by the time, and then when they need them, they're already like junk, So I would love it, man. I would absolutely love it. I think that if he's smart, he would sign with WWE. And I'm assuming the only thing he's scared of is the fact that it's not guaranteed he would be a glorified star, where I think if he goes back to AEW, he'd literally be like their top guy until that company folds. So it's almost like a guaranteed money, guaranteed.
Yeah. The only thing that's going to keep MJF and AEW is Tony Khan's wallet. And that's it. There's no other reason.
But look what Paul Heyman just did last night. WWE is the home for MJF. He told the entire crowd at the Hall of Fame to suck his dick.
Yeah.
MJF needs to be in WWE.
That's how you know it's a new era. That would never happen if Vince was still.
It's the perfect storm. It's the
with the Netflix thing come up and everything too, and they're going to be a little bit harder edged, possibly. It'd be interesting.
You know what? Do we have AEW to thank for that though? Because sure, when AEW first started, I have no problem admitting I was like, oh, this is way better than WWE. It's like the first 5 months. I have no problem admitting I thought AEW.
I think it helped. I think it helped in a lot of different ways. I think it helped kind of clean out some of the roster of WWE because they had so many guys. I think number 2, it helped build some more stars. I think it got WWE lit a fire under its ass that it needed a change. And I think that the Vince thing is really what kind of is the catalyst between all of that stuff, that it is where it is now. And I see someone in the chat and I can't say I don't agree with you. I'm trying to see where I just saw this, but something where somebody said, right here, Justin said MJF will be as big as WWE as he's in WWE. He'll never see, like that's the mindset that we've had for so long, and I totally
disagree.
Understand what they're saying because this is what we've seen for the last 10 years. But it seems like they're trying not to make this the case anymore. They're
Yeah,
trying
that
to
was the
make-
Vince
Totally
McMahon
disagree.
way of doing things.
Yeah, look
Like,
at
I think
Cody.
that's
Look
over.
where Cody is.
Listen,
Exactly.
listen. If Uncle Bill went on AEW, he'd be more over than half of those idiots
Hell yeah, I
right
would.
now. He
Get on
would.
there and cut my promo.
I mean,
So
no, MJF is not the kind of guy that he can out-talk anybody right now, in my opinion. There's just no doubt about it. He's the man.
But regardless
he'd be
if
a fucking
he's
monster in WWE.
AEW champ or WWE champ, or just he's a top guy in WWE, and maybe he's not the champion for a couple of years. He's still super young, but I think at the end of the day, for MJF to become more of a household name, he needs to be in WWE to get himself to the next level, just as a name value. Because I mean, look at it. Are you ever going to call Sasha Banks Mercedes Moné? I'm sure as hell not. Like, it's just, she's always Sasha Banks to me. And I mean, I knew her as Mercedes before she got hired by WWE because she wrestled around the circuit when I was in it as Mercedes, right? So same thing with, like, he just called Dean Ambrose. He's been going by John Moxley for like 3 years, right? Like, so in a way, like, it doesn't matter. Adam, he was the Adam Copeland. I'm never going to call him that. Because to
I
me,
thought Adam Copeland was the drummer for the fucking Police, but
well, but I mean, that's what I'm trying to say is I think that, like, for no matter what MJF's future is, I think to make him a bigger name in general, he needs to be a WWE wrestler, and then wherever he wants to go after that, I think that's the next move. But I think people make their name in a more of a household name when they come over. I mean, it is
Absolutely.
MJF, like, if it had been Vince's WWE, then he absolutely would have gotten buried in it. But as it is right
destroyed.
now, like, if he comes over right now, I think he actually will be, like, he'll be number 2 or 3 in line.
Like, well,
Just let
Garrett,
him talk. Put him in the ring and let him fucking talk.
Yeah. You were saying how
You
young
know?
he is. That's true. I mean, do you want to move MJF up to the main event that quickly? No doubt he's ready, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess the mid card wouldn't be so bad. That's especially why I didn't want Gunther to lose the title tonight. Like, imagine like him stepping out. He still got the title the next night, and MJF comes out on him. Like, I would have been okay with that too. I do want to see Gunther go up to more main event stuff, but I mean, I don't know.
Money in the Bank. He'll win the Money in the Bank this year.
Hey, what about that other guy that's got the money in the bank? The
Priest.
the big
I was
Tomorrow-
talking about
Damian
him, yeah.
Priest, yeah.
Tomorrow night.
No, he
You think?
well, he ain't gonna
No
win
way.
it. There's no way he's winning that title
Oh,
tomorrow.
he's going to
If he
cash it in
does it-
tomorrow night.
if
Well,
he
he can
does it,
cash
I'm
in,
gonna
but he's gonna
pop
lose.
big time. Me and Uncle Bill.
I
are gonna
think he'll
pop if he
cash it.
cashes in.
I think he'll get the other belt though. I don't see
Here's the
him
thing,
going
I
after.
He needs
love-
to cash it in on NXT. That's probably where he needs to be.
I actually really like Damian Priest a lot. I like Damian Priest.
Catch it in and beat Cody. That'd be the best shit ever.
Cody wins, and then like here he comes.
I think
That would
Judgment
be-
Day is still super cool, and I don't want them to break up because I think what Judgment Day does is Judgment Day's a pretty high act. Like, in general, they're like a high, but separate, they're all fucked. I think that's the problem. I think as a unit, it's cool because you got people like Balor who are technically like still main stars. You got Damian Priest who's up and coming. You give Dom something to do. He's still over. Rhea's involved in that group, but you break them up. And I feel like Balor's probably going to get lost in the shuffle, unfortunately. Priest, they're going to try to push, but it's going to be like, I think, a flop. And especially because they have too many guys now. So the only thing I could see Priest doing is trying to cash in on Drew. And I hope to God Drew beats him because love or hate Drew McIntyre, he's done a freaking great job the last
He's
couple
doing the
of months.
best work of his
I
whole
agree.
career. In the
He
last
could never
couple
talk.
months.
He's good. He's
agree.
getting way better on the mic now. He's getting a character. I still don't think he needs to come out with a sword. I think that really hurts his character. He needs to be like
Oh,
that
that's stupid.
Diesel
You need a
badass, come out in like
warrior, pal.
come out with like a leather vest or whatever and just beat shit out of people. Like,
You're gonna
Listen.
cut the ropes.
Listen,
Drew's
though,
a
him
scary
him
dude.
going,
of McIntyre.
him going to that freaking cupcake shop in Chicago
Oh,
was one of the
hysterical.
best things I've ever seen.
Well, that's the
He
thing.
is
I
my
think
favorite
I
heel.
think he's earned the right to be a champion right now, where I think he kind of got the shit end of the stick. He was the guy trying to carry the company as a babyface during COVID. Like, that was his run, and it failed. But
No,
what else
we
were they
needed
gonna
an
do? So
American.
I think that him going heel and beating Seth and holding on to that title for a little bit as like a heel and have Cody as a babyface champion, I think that's kind of where we need to be right now. And Damian
for
Priest
sure.
is not gonna beat Drew McIntyre. And if he does, I feel like it kind of downgrades that belt right now. I don't think Priest's ready.
Who the hell is?
If he
who
just
would
wants
he
some
be?
quick gold, cash
Honestly,
it in on that homeless Sami Zayn. Get the
Sami Zayn, he could win the Intercontinental belt. Yeah,
I'll just take this belt since he's
could
the
That
only
would
guy.
actually make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Everyone's saying that Cody's winning tomorrow. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion. I don't know if it's 100% because everybody thought he was winning last year too. But if he does win,
At this point, if he doesn't win, jeez.
if he does
I mean,
win,
do you think he could win, but like something else could happen in terms of like somebody turning heel?
yes.
Like that wouldn't necessarily like him even.
You know what,
turning, or
Uncle Bill? I
somebody.
almost thought Seth was going to do that tonight. Seth's going to.
I did too.
screw
I thought
Cody.
because they need to do something with
would've hated
Seth, man. Like they need to do something with that character. That character's not going to work, and I think they're pretty much aware of that now.
Send his
But I
ass to
feel like-
AEW. I'm Colby Jones.
I don't know if you guys noticed tonight or not, but did you guys hear there was quite a few boos for Cody tonight?
Yeah,
Like
Christian
that-
was
Yeah,
good.
because he kept fucking up his
You know what?
spots and stuff too.
Tomorrow, I actually thought The Rock should have been like King Kong tonight. Like I know he's clearly just so much bigger.
He's
than
built
those
like
other
King
guys.
Kong. Yeah.
Yeah,
He should have been like unstoppable to take. Like he did it. I liked the match. It was a pretty good match for what it was. I had no major complaints. But I think tomorrow night, the crowd is gonna start booing whoever starts getting more offense in. As soon as Cody and Dumbass started doing more stuff, they would boo him, boo him, boo him. They have to make The Rock Hitler tomorrow. They have to, I think, to get the people to really, really get behind Cody.
I mean they
Because
are in
it was
Philadelphia.
so back
too.
and forth. Yeah, the crowd.
Which
If
is
if
true.
Cody starts attacking, they start cheering for The Rock. And then it wasn't until The Rock started beating the shit out of them with the belt and stuff, they were like, okay, yeah, The Rock's being bad. Like he has to be Hitler tomorrow and just be brutal. That's probably a stretch, but he has to be brutal tomorrow to get the crowd to not boo Cody because they can literally ping pong like that.
But
Like
you
that.
know what? Like, I know a lot of people are not fans of Roman Reigns, kind of only wrestling like a handful of times every year and only showing up a handful of times every year. But you know what? Like, that has made that title feel super important. Like the fact that it's like this crown jewel thing that once somebody can finally take this from him, it'll make them into this megastar. I feel like if they take it, at some point they're gonna have to, probably tomorrow night. But I kind of just wish that they would just keep running with it for as long as possible.
Well, I mean, who does Cody like? If Cody does win, he's the champion. Who does he wrestle? Like, who's the big heel?
Well, I just hope that they don't make him like, I'm a fighting champion now, and he defends that title every week, because then it's just going to mean
No,
absolutely
I
nothing. It's going to
agree.
mean
I
the world
agree.
title. You know, it's not going to mean it as much as it did.
I mean, as
with
a
Roman.
kid, you only saw Hogan on pay-per-views, right? And they were only
Right,
doing
yeah.
4 a year. So you got to remember that. They were only doing 4 a year. You never saw Hogan. Maybe he'd fight on like Saturday Night's Main Event here and there, maybe even a tag match or something. But like he wasn't on Superstars every week as a kid. There was no way. So it made it so special to watch the pay-per-views because you finally get to see Hogan fight. And that guy that was always going to face Hogan was the focus point on all the shows leading up to that, which made it seem like a bigger deal. And I agree with you on the belt situation. I think it's a good thing that we don't see it defended all the time. And I know it seems like the more we get closer to Mania, the more people are starting to turn on Cody a little bit, where I feel like shit, if Mania would have been 3 weeks ago, everybody would have been like on the edge of their seat for Cody.
Well, you
to
got
win.
to realize where they're at. They're in Philadelphia.
I still think Cody
Wild
needs to
West
win.
out there.
I think I want him to win. I think he needs to win. I think we need another babyface champion again that people can get behind, kids can get behind. I think he's a good for the company. I think it'd be nice to see that again, but because if he doesn't win, he's doomed. And like I said before, we need more top stars in the company. And if he does not win tomorrow, I feel like Cody's stock is going to go way down. And what a big waste of time this all was. I give him the belt, let him run with it. If he fails, he fails. But the only way to know if change is good is if you try. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing. If Cody thinks he can make this thing work, then let him try to do it. If he loses again after all this build and all these people and all this anticipation, he's never getting that title again.
Do you think the bloodline could turn on Roman and go with The Rock? The Rock is the new head of the table. Like after he loses or something, I could totally see something like that.
I think that might be an end goal at some point. But I also do think that Cody and Rock is going to be SummerSlam. I think.
The only thing I don't want to see happen, and I'm afraid this is going to happen. This is the only one thing I don't want to see happen because it's been done 800 times. So I do not want to see it again. Is for them to get in a position where the Rock's down there, he's beating the shit out of Cody, and they get rid of, and then here comes fucking Stone Cold.
It's gonna happen.
Stone Cold,
fucking like throws Cody in there, and that's how he went. Like I will no.
Here's two people I almost will guarantee you'll see. You're gonna see Austin and Cena. I think. You're gonna. Those are two people I think you're gonna see tomorrow because Cody has to have backup. He has to because if it's Bloodline rules and they've got all the Bloodline guys there, you're gonna need someone. Is it gonna be Jey? Perhaps maybe Seth. Helping him.
Well, what about no? It can't be Triple H.
Some other people, right?
I don't give a fuck if let me put it this way, I don't care if Stone Cold comes out there, but if he's the reason he wins that, that's got go away hate with me. Fuck that.
I understand where Garrett's coming from, but I disagree. I hate babyface champions. I like Cody, but to me, the chase is always 1,000 times better than the catch. So that's why if Cody wins, MJF.
10 years since Cena's this always
and look at the ratings. Look how good everything's doing.
Yeah, but now
I don't care
what about all this interim time between now and then? I mean, who was it before? After Cena? Cena was the only successful one, and then it went to like Randy Orton, and then Daniel Bryan was chasing the thing for a while. That didn't do anything. That wasn't drawn.
That would have Vince would have fucking let it go.
I think the only guy who really drew major for a while there, even though he wasn't in the main event much, was Punk. I mean, he was champ after Cena. He had 334 days or something like that. Like he had a pretty good run.
The hardest part about a babyface champion and keeping him relevant is who he beats, right? That's the toughest part because you got to look at it like with Hogan, it was like they would just find big dudes and then he would just beat them, right? It's hard to find people, to face him and have it be credible. Like I'm thinking Rock's going to be one, Gunther's going to be another one that Cody can go back and forth with. If MJF is going to be in the picture, then maybe he's somebody that he can go back and forth with. But the worst is if like Cody wins it and all of a sudden it's like at a pay-per-view, it's like they build up Nakamura for a month just to let Cody would take a win. I mean, that's where they got to be careful because that's what ends up happening because they need to keep him credible somehow. And it's harder as a champion. Like you said, when the chase is easier to do, it's harder as a babyface. That's always going to be the problem.
Well, it looks like he's going to win. I mean, everything points to the fact that he wins.
Yeah,
tomorrow,
but which is why I don't think he will win. How funny is it going to be if Roman wins? I'm gonna.
I'd laugh my ass off.
The internet's gonna. The internet's.
I'll be a Cody crybaby if he loses. To be honest, tomorrow, because
I think the one thing
I just don't see where this goes. Like, where does this go?
I think the one thing that they could do that would make it interesting for Cody to win is if he turned heel tomorrow. If he did something dastardly that he had to turn heel and become a bad guy to beat Roman.
What could he do though? Because it's like a Bloodlines rules match.
But I don't know if he's going to turn heel per se, but he's got to get attitude. That's what I think it needs to happen. Like he needs to be a little bit more like he needs to be a little bit more attitude where like he takes all the stops to win. I think
he grabs a sledgehammer or something.
There's gonna be a lot of
Triple H style, just like
yeah.
I'm hoping this thing tomorrow is a big, huge like battle zone because it needs to be something that people are going to never forget.
Yeah,
blood. Have Cody, with the crimson mask. I know they're trying to get Dustin involved somehow. If AEW let that happen, I don't know. He said on a podcast the other day, Brandy is going to be there doing something. He wouldn't say what. So I don't know where she fits into the equation on all this. But I mean, I think this just needs to be a balls out, people running in left and right.
That's exactly what it's going to be. I mean, look at the main event that they had tonight. Like that was supposed to be a regular tag match, but if they did all that, what's going to happen tomorrow night? It's got to be crazy.
I hope they go nuts tomorrow and make this thing technical. Like Christian said, like how cool would it be if all of a sudden it's like all these people that hate The Rock come out, Shamrock, Austin, Cena, like all these dudes come out and like get in The Rock's face, or at least come down and stare The Rock down and The Rock back up out of like being scared of the guys that beat him, in the past, because Ken Shamrock is there. Just so you guys know that he's there.
Dude,
is he's going to get used?
I'm praying
Shamrock's there for like 2 years.
But
but he was the world's most dangerous man. He's a UFC fucking legend.
Yeah, I mean,
I just want to hear that
Triple
music.
H is going to do
That's
something,
how I
but
wanna hear
can't
that music
Triple
hit
H,
one time.
isn't Triple H like not allowed to do anything physical anymore?
He's
far
got
as
some
a-
pacemaker, so I
As a
don't think
match goes,
Got a
yeah, but he
bad
could
ticker.
probably do like one spot.
He's the
Like
sledgehammer guy.
hitting
I mean, because you
somebody.
could say like they've got a power dynamic thing going on. He's TKO board.
on
And,
public says Farouk's rock a receipt.
That's true.
Dude, damn. That would be so killer. It's Farouk.
I think you better recognize.
Everybody, it's like that.
They don't even call him Ron Simmons. They go back and call him Farouk.
We need to find. It needs to find that turquoise helmet thing and come out there as that gimmick.
The Gladiator.
Farouk
Yeah.
Oh,
Assad.
and then
Farouk Assad,
Sammy
yeah.
out in her prison outfit as his.
Yeah, bam, bam,
Get her
bam.
out of the pen for half a day.
It's Foley. Foley comes out like everybody.
Could you
just-
imagine if Ric Flair showed up? It would take him 30 minutes to get to the ring.
Oh,
Same for Hogan. I was thinking about Hogan. It'd take him forever to get to the ring. They'd be done with the match by the time he got there.
So,
excited for tomorrow though. Tonight,
any,
I'm curious to see what you guys' final thoughts were. I think it was fine, but I kind of feel like it was a little underwhelming from head to toe.
Yeah.
I mean, did any match blow you away? Nothing blew me away tonight.
I like the main event a whole lot. I thought the tag match because it was a slow build. Like at first, it was a little awkward and a little clunky, but as it kept going, I thought it built really, really well. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of the show to me felt a little flat.
Yeah.
In numerous ways.
yeah, I mean, it was okay, but yeah, there wasn't really anything that stood out as even. Oh, this was for sure the match of the night. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, even in the final match and everything, like you knew they were winning. There was really no surprise to that match. Like there was no way they weren't winning that fucking match. The only thing that surprised me was how long it went on and the fact they went outside the ring. Like I didn't see that part coming, but other than that, like, and it seemed like I don't know if it was just ring rust with some of those guys, but they didn't seem to really know like their spots. It seemed real off kilter.
It had to be nerve
in that match. Yeah.
And it was freezing.
It was
I'm
a
sure
decent brawl. It wasn't a classic, but I mean, I kind of had a feeling. I was like, okay, this is The Rock at 50, and he's clearly jacked on steroids. So
He's way too jacked. Yeah.
Obviously.
That's
I
all
thought The Rock,
natural, man.
The Rock did great though tonight. To be honest with you, I thought he looked good.
I think he looked good.
I thought
think
he
he
looked.
looked
I didn't see him miss a step. And
They say
no,
he
but
was-
he
well,
ain't
there's-
got he didn't do those classic. You know when he used to kick people, he would go.
Yeah, and he flicked the foot.
He can't move. That's what I'm
He
saying.
didn't do
He's
nothing.
too.
I'm saying
he
he's
did it a
too
couple
jacked
times,
up,
but-
man.
Yeah, he's
He's
too
moving
stiff.
at like he's moving at 60%, not at 100%. Like he doesn't have that snap that he used to.
Yeah,
do.
like you could tell
just
even
was
when he
fucking
was
old.
running over the guy on the people's elbow, it almost like he was unsure of himself when he
Yeah,
hopped
that's what
over
I'm
the
saying.
guy
Like
to
he's the
elbow.
final boss. Be a gorilla. Be King Kong. Don't let nobody knock you down. When they did the tie, you remember how him and Hogan were in 02? Remember how Hogan just and he fucking slammed him? Like he should have like been like that a little bit more. I think he's the final boss. That's his gimmick now. So I would have.
He got the win though. He got the clean
He did get
pin
the
over
win.
Cody. That's
I
what
was
think.
nervous.
I think Garrett said it's going to set up for SummerSlam. I think if Cody wins, I think
Yeah.
we'll see Cody and Rock at SummerSlam.
I do think though you'll see some turns tomorrow. There's going to be because they gotta set stuff up for the future. So as is right now, I don't know who in the hell you would put with Cody as champion.
Gunther.
Yeah,
in a
Gunther.
match.
Gotta
He's
be.
taking time off though. I think they said right.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, you could also remember too, like, there's a lot that's coming in. Like, Punk will be back soon. I'm sure he's going to feud with Drew first. But I mean, there is a lot of people in the works. I mean, imagine like being Tony Khan and all of a sudden like next year's Mania is Punk versus Cody or MJF versus Cody. It's like you look at that and you're like, shit, that was my,
Yep.
my future big event or whatever main event right there.
Isn't Monday's Raw? Isn't it usually where they debut people?
100%. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll be if MJF is not there, I will be shocked. You saw him at the red carpet with John Cena. That was a transaction. They were cutting a deal.
That's
They
why.
were
I'd
cutting
love
a
to
deal.
see it.
why was he with-
He's got to get
cutting
the
a
hell
deal.
away from AEW as soon as he can.
What did Vince say? Vince say,
He-
Liv Morgan, you're gonna go be MJF's date at the red carpet.
I want you to eat his ass. Eat his ass.
We get him over here right now.
Take a shit out of
I don't know, but I'm excited for tomorrow. I am like, I don't know though. I think a lot of the matches, like some I'm excited for, some I don't care too much about tomorrow. But the main event is really what I'm excited for, and I kind of feel bad for LA Knight. I wish he was in a better position, but I think that LA Knight and AJ Styles are making this work. Like,
that's going to be the bar burner tomorrow.
Everywhere that they go, they're fighting. It's kind of cool, actually, for
great.
a match that didn't really have any point. It's like they're at each other's house getting arrested because they're trying to break into each other's house to beat the shit out of the other one. I mean, they were at where were they at? Like the Comic-Con event the other day, and like they started fighting, and like AJ's bleeding all over the place, like in the middle of the place.
Yeah.
I think Bailey and Io Sky could be a pretty big match too. I think that'll be a good one.
I don't care about that at all.
We need to watch.
I tell you what, I do
You'll
care about Alpha Romero. When they go to Netflix, I would be like, my first plan of action, Bailey, we're gonna swap your shorts. Take those
Take them.
My uncle doesn't even call her Bailey. He just calls her. My uncle calls her Booty. That's their name.
I think they need to put they put her under a hood.
Put her under a hood.
That
It's
bitch,
just
I can't. I don't
The
get it. That bitch,
executionerist.
I'll give you Butterface, but man, I don't.
Yeah, it's like
Who's looking at her? Who the fuck's looking at her face?
And that makeup she's got going on now, what the fuck is she doing? I don't know.
She's got wings.
Is that the
Look at that.
Look at
So wait, we all know what the best match of the night was. What's the worst for you guys? Is it Jimmy J?
I think it's Jimmy J.
Yeah.
Why was that not like on SmackDown? That match was horrible.
But why wasn't that match like amazing? I mean,
You
dude,
would think,
these guys
that
are great wrestlers, and Jimmy's over as shit. And these dudes have probably wrestled each other like a gazillion times in their life. They could have come up with like a halfway entertaining match. Like,
It was like they did
maybe
that
I'm
for like,
wrong, but was this the first time they've ever had a one-on-one match with each other?
oh yeah, at least in WWE. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it has been. So,
I
but
would
I mean,
think
I'm
that they
sure-
would have like had something, but yeah, it was just
they came up with that like 5 minutes before they walked out.
probably. Yeah.
Seemed like it, yeah.
I,
It's like
you
I'll
know, I
super
guess
kick
I
you,
like-
you super kick me, and
Yeah.
we'll super kick each other until one of us falls down, and then
At
That
one
was-
point,
that
it
was-
looked like they were just in a karate match because like they just kept going back and forth, and then
that
Jay
match should have been
did
sponsored by
something
karate
else.
fighters. Yeah,
That match is sponsored by. Like,
That's sponsored by Dudes Butt Wipes.
well, that's another thing too. I felt kind of bad because all of a sudden I'm like watching the thing and someone messages me and said, and it was like I think it was during the Naomi and Jade and all that, and they said, is it wrong that this match is sponsored by like fried chicken wings or whatever? And I said, it is. And I look and it's like plastered all around the ring, and I'm like, yeah, that is kind of weird. I guess they could have like.
Oh, I can hear
put that in
Vince from
any
his
match.
private Allen.
I was like,
Wow,
it
that's
could have been like in any match.
That's good
right? So,
shit,
like,
pal.
it was a kind of a little bit random of a choice, I think, you know. But
Well, it's clear, like what we were saying, like as far as these companies go, if they could pay the money, they're putting it up there. It doesn't matter, obviously.
oh, and I like the fact that they're getting their money, man. I mean, geez, I think the more exposure that they get, I think it's good for everybody. I mean, like TMZ is like covering WWE stuff like all the time now. Like, I mean, it's good to get these guys out there as like real legit celebrities and stars. I think it's
Yeah, the sponsorships are
Listen.
great. I mean, just don't do another fucking Mountain Dew match or whatever, and I'm cool.
right. Like that, they gotta just be careful. They can't do like
Moon
a
they
Miss
could
chicken
do
wing on a
the-
pole
Moon
match
Miss
or whatever.
championship
The
match.
Diet Dr. Pepper splash match, brothers.
I want a Fago Red Pop match.
Garrett, I'm about to book you next 6 months television. I guarantee you would be all about this.
What?
Cody wins, but Roman doesn't go away. He demands his rematch, and it's Heyman and Reigns, and Cody gets himself a manager. All of a
Good.
sudden, Jim Cornette shows up. Listen, you fat ball motherfucker! Oh God, could you
That would
imagine if
be
he had Cornette
goddamn.
as his manager?
I
That
love
would
Jim.
be
That'd
the
be
best.
amazing. Yeah.
God damn!
Corny is not leaving his house.
Cornette will be back. He'll be back for.
He needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
He'd do it for Cody though.
The
He'd do it
Midnight
for Cody.
Express.
Well, I think he is. Isn't Cornette already in Hall of Fame or no?
No.
Oh,
He
he's
needs
not.
to, dude. He's the
Midnight
greatest fucking
Express
manager.
isn't even in the Hall of Fame.
The Midnight Express will get in the Hall of Fame for sure.
He inducted the Rock and Roll Express. That's the only time he's been there, I think.
Yeah.
I love Cornette.
They should call it the
Cornette.
Rock and Roman Express. Don't you think that'd be pretty cool?
Rock and
actually
Roll.
drove by
They probably didn't think of that. Yeah.
And he wears canary yellow blazer.
I mean, if the
Wilson
US
Tennis, right?
Express
Yeah,
got into the
yeah,
Hall of
man.
Fame, I think the Midnight Express should be.
Sponsored by Spanish Minute Maid. What?
Sponsored by Fabuloso.
It's sponsored by La Quinta Inn. La 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 Quinta.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I like Cornette and I actually do like Russo as well. I like both of them. I like listening to both of those guys.
I do too, actually.
Bro.
Where the pros are the pros.
Yeah, I like Russo.
So the deal tomorrow is Prime Energy Boys is the sponsor. So we all got to get us some Prime Energy to drink on here. And hold
Have
it
y'all
up.
tried Prime?
I've had it before, yeah.
No.
Can I make a recommendation, Uncle Bill?
Sure.
Get the Dreamsicle. It's not an energy drink can. It's like a Powerade looking bottle. It's red, white, and blue. The Dreamsicle. It's fucking great.
Well, did you
That's
see
my
what's the new one's
recommendation.
coming out? They're making a American Nightmare one now. Did you see that one?
Dream Thickle,
That's
baby. That's what I'm getting. I'm going to get me a bottle of Dream Thickle.
Dreamsicle. Two of them.
The American Dream Thickle, baby.
Oh wow, well, I have Ollie's right next to my house. It says Ollie's has a ton of Prime.
I'm
Energy.
going to stroll on into the Dollar General store and ask for some Dream Thickle, baby. Because my boy, Cody's going to win a championship. And I'm going to celebrate.
That's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna take a picture tomorrow for Instagram where we're holding our Prime and we've got the Prime and the Maniacs on the
Sponsored by
back.
Dairy Queen.
That's gonna be our picture.
Double
That's gonna
cheese.
promote the show.
Dream Thickle, if you will.
Dream.
What would Dusty say about the match tomorrow with Cody?
It's going to be a bonbunner, baby. I'm going to be watching it, kick back in the recliner, sucking down a Dream Thickle. And I know my boy's got it. He's going to take it tomorrow night against that devilish asshole Roman Reigns and the evil bloodline, if you will.
I love Dusty Rhodes, the wrestler. I loved his promos. All that.
God.
But my favorite Dusty Rhodes was WCW commentary Dusty Rhodes. There was one in particular. It was a luchador match. It was like 8 luchadors, and they were all just doing everything left and right. And Dusty's just sitting there watching this, going back and forth. You know, one's flying this way, one's flying that way. And all of a sudden, it's just like this quiet moment, and Dusty just says, "Look at this mess." That was it.
Let's go to war here at
He probably
WCW.
hated it. He's
Oh yeah, he probably didn't know what the hell was going on. He was just like, only he could think of was look at this mess.
This is crazy enough here, Tony Schiavone.
Yeah,
He
some
got
of
a
those
bicycle.
The referee
Look at
said,
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Carnage, if you will.
He's got him tied up to the Twilio, baby.
605 on the mothership. Let's go.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
We got lick lamb.
I used to record WCW like main event or something. It was on like a Sunday at 6:05 or whatever it was called. And I remember my parents and I used to always go out. They used to take us to dinner, so I'd have to put a videotape in to like record it. It was always like I'd always end up having to record like 20 minutes of Captain Planet before it kicked on to the 6:05 or whatever like that. It was great times, man. 6:05 was huge back then. It felt so weird though as a kid because you're like, why is this the only show that's on at like 6:05?
Yeah.
Everything's like start at the top of the hour. But yeah, man, I miss WCW a lot.
All
Should I
right,
steal my
guys.
WCW jacket tomorrow for the show?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. With a can of Dream Thickle.
All right, sounds good. I'll yeah,
Lick a lamb.
get our primes.
Lick a lamb.
But yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in, staying with us. Probably the longest WrestleManiac show of all time, over 2 hours. 150 plus people still in here. So
Yeah.
come back tomorrow. We'll be back right after WrestleMania. We don't know exactly what time. It could, hopefully it'll be earlier. Who knows? Because they're going to work the next day, but we'll see.
It's gonna be a long one, Uncle Bill.
We have
But yeah.
Bon Bunny, if you will.
Prime Energy, get that ready, and hopefully all you guys can come back and talk Night 2. Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been great talking. And chat, I want to thank you guys for being in here. I know we didn't get to a ton of you, but I've been reading your back and forth, and it's been cool. So
yeah,
thank you guys.
Cool. So, yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow night on borntoberad.com and
.com.
Give us the thumbs up,
Up your butt.
like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck. If you do or
I
don't.
want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last Out on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Deadpit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.